this one. Hey, hello, welcome everybody. This is my first live stream. Welcome back to Odyssey 40k. My name is Chris. I'm here with Jonty today.
Hello.
Jonty is a former Team New Zealand pro. He played in the last 2 years. He is probably one of the best players in New Zealand, even though I begrudgingly say that. And he is on here with me to go through the New Zealand team's team composition for the WTC this year and go through the pod phase. And we'll go into the pod phase in a little bit. But firstly, how are you doing, Jonty?
I'm doing pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. Cool. Are you excited for WTC this year? I know you're not playing. This is the first year that obviously Team New Zealand's gone and you haven't played. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, we made decisions to progress other areas of my life. So
yeah, exactly.
Very excited to be having a child instead.
Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's very, very cool.
But it's been good to, support the team a little bit from here. We've got some targeted practice coming up that I'm helping with over the next little bit. And even though I'm not playing this year, my list that I would have run is there in spirit, and we'll get to that when we can. There's a little bit of me going to WTC, but I won't tell you what part it is just yet. It's a spoiler.
It's not a WTC, it's not a Team New Zealand team. There is not at least a little bit of Jonty in there. It is very cool. It's very cool to see. So let's go into so WTC is referring to the World Team Championships of 40k. It used to be called the ETC, which is the European Team Championship. And it's a time where I think it's 42 countries this year all get together in the same place and over 4 days battle it out through a pod phase and then through Swiss after the pod phase to determine whose country is the best team at 40k. So every year this happens. It's very, very exciting. It's a lot of work. Every single country puts in hours upon weeks upon months of training for this. There is a whole selection process for pretty much every single team. Some teams go as far as to have entire leagues, like the French team, on how they select their 8 players. It is an 8-man teams event. And yeah, I'm not going to go into the specifics of teams because I don't think we need to. If you don't know that, then there will be other videos that you can watch that go over what teams 40k is. But we will be talking about like how you can use things in pairings and kind of going over the team comps and the lists for the pod. So let's get into our pod and let's see if this will work. If I click that up, you should be able to see. So we've got the Team New Zealand pod phase. This is the picture that Team NZ put up on their Facebook page. And so the first team that Team NZ will be playing against is Northern Ireland. So this is the Seed 3 team. So how the pod works is every team is put into either Seed 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is all dependent on your previous placings at WTCs in the past. New Zealand was actually incredibly close at becoming a Seed 1 team this year.
That close?
Mate. How, if there were
one or two more countries.
Yeah, there were 2 more countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been the lowest of the Seed 1, but we would have been there and it doesn't matter.
Still Seed 1.
Yeah. But so that's just amazing over the last 2 years how well Team New Zealand's done to get to a position to even be close to that is super amazing. So yeah, we have Sweden, who's our tier 1, our Seed 1 team. We have Northern Ireland, who's the Seed 3 team, and then we have United Nations, which is kind of a conglomerate team because we had an odd number of teams, so they kind of have like a little rubric of making a team to fill in that kind of gap, so there isn't a bye round effectively.
It's the wild card team.
Yeah, the wild card team. And the thing is, like, they're usually known players all throughout the world, but it's really tricky to know the actual power level. Yes, they are technically a Seed 4 team, but the players on there are probably all very high level players. So it's going to be an interesting one to see where they actually place in the end as well.
Yeah.
Really cool, really cool stuff. Really interesting pod. Kind of nice to get like a couple of different places. Like getting Sweden as a cool tier 1. I think Sweden is like known to be one of the more unique teams. Really aggressive pairing strategies, stuff like that. Really interesting team comps in the past. Really been liking like lots of big things and lots of skew. So really interesting to dive into that later. United Nations, can't really tell much about that. And then we have Northern Ireland, which is, the Seed 3, but I think they're on the higher side of Seed 3, so they're one of the stronger teams in that bracket. So it's really cool. So without further ado, we will go about talking the New Zealand lists. That's probably the best place to start. I'll get rid of this. Yeah, and we can go to rosters. So I'm just going to look on BCP for these, all the lists. If you have a subscription to BCP, you can look at all the lists. If you don't, there is a couple of other ways. Vaisler, the YouTube channel, has like a Google Sheets with all the teams rosters and stuff in them. So it's another great way if you don't have a BCP membership to also get access to the lists and kind of the whole pod system. So let's bring on New Zealand first. New Zealand, and let's start with Alex Taus. So we'll start with all of our lists and then we'll go from there. You happy with that, Jonty?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Sweet.
Start at home.
Yeah, start with home. Yeah, so we know what we're dealing with. Okay, and we also, I think one of the fun things about these events is there's like two different methodologies when it comes to list names. So obviously at WTC they have the little header at the top that has to be, very official. It has to be, very good. But then underneath that, some of them, not all of them, but some of them have quite a fun little saying or like a YouTube video and stuff like that, which could be very fun. But some of them are also just like WTC 2025, So there's two different veins of people.
Some don't name them at all.
Some don't name them at all, exactly.
And we're going to get to my favorite one in a bit.
Yes. So we'll be rating them. As we go, we'll be rating them on a scale of, I don't know, something. We'll have some fun with it.
I haven't seen all the names, so it's kind of hard to rate them until I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Oh, it's just going to be fun.
Let's start out with a baseline then, and we'll put Dad's going out for skulls and a link to the video that says I can only count to 4. Let's put that at that's our baseline. So if we call that a 4,
it's not too bad. Yeah.
Or a 5, right? We can go up or down pretty easily.
Yeah. Cool. So we have World Eaters to start us off with Berserker Warband. So this is the updated indexed attachment. And we have Demon Prince of Khorne with Helm of Brazen Ire, Khan the Betrayer, a Lord on Juggernaut, a 10-man Berserker unit, and a 20-man Berserker unit.
Lots of Zerks.
Yeah, lots of Berserks, yeah. Lots of Surgeon. A Chaos Rhino, 2 units of Spawn, 2 units of normal 8-bound, so not the Exalted, just normal 8-bound. 1 unit of Goremongers, which is the infiltrating unit. 2 Hellbrutes with Hellbrute Fist and Hammer.
Double melee,
yep. Yeah, going for the guns is just silly. And 3 units of Jackals to finish off the list. So what are your first thoughts on that when you look at that?
So this is a very strong, just dedicated melee list. So you're doubling down on the Relentless Rage detachment rule, which is the plus 1 attack, plus 2 strength on the charge, same as Liberator. And in this detachment, you hit a lot of breakpoints. So your Demon Prince of Khorne goes to, I think it's like 10 attacks at strength 10. Khan is great. He's just a blender. The Khorne Berserkers hit strength 6 on the Chain Blades and strength 10 on the Eviscerators.
Yep.
Chaos Spawn are just a bucket of attacks. They go very fast. They get better. Everything in this attachment just benefits from charging. Jackals can slap a little bit. I think they go to strength 5 on the base guys because I believe they're base 3. But the Hellbrutes in particular really love this detachment rule because of the double melee takes them to 8 attacks on weapons. On the charge, they go to 10 attacks. These Hellbrutes have the Murder Fang rule, which is the if you shoot or fight them, they get to activate. So you charge into something, rip it to shreds, pile into some or consolidate into something else. It attacks you. You fight again. You might kill that, and you just cut your way through the enemy list.
Yeah, it's called the pinball, right? So you end up bouncing back and forth between a lot of things. Like, yes, it's not the easiest thing to set up, but once you're skilled at it, and I know Alex has been practicing it for a long time. He's like, I think he's probably one of the best charge phase players in New Zealand, if not the best. Like, he knows what he's doing.
he has been running this style of list for quite some time. I
Yep.
expect he'll do quite well in it.
Mhm.
Very interesting that he has chosen not to take any shooting.
Mm.
So those who don't know, the World Eaters Forge Fiend is nuts. Within
truly is.
80 inches, it gets 40 rolls to hit. Even in Overwatch, it gets an average of 9 shots on 3d3 with rapid fire 1, which gives you an extra 3 shots because you have 3 guns.
Yep.
If you get blast on your target, man, you are just a bucket of dice, re-rolling everything. It's very strong. A lot of World Eater players in singles are running them because it gives you the ability to pop things like transports or deal with things at a distance. The biggest weakness for a World Eaters list like this is where you don't have the ability to punish your opponent for just standing out in the open.
Yep.
It means that they don't need to worry about terrain when they're staging. It just gives them a bit more freedom of movement.
But on the other side, I also can see it that I think the Forge Fiends for me, because I played a few games with World Eaters, is the Forge Fiends make the games a bit more stable. Like your losses might not be as bad, but they become a bit more of a drawish game. Whereas I feel like this list is designed a bit more to be a bit more aggressive. It's designed like you don't take a 20-man berserker unit without wanting to be a little bit more aggressive in your games, right? Like just straight up. Like, it's just.
So I mean, and that's one of the beauties of teams, right? Is you can dodge the matchups where you feel the loss of the Forge Fiend, and by just committing 100% to one target, it allows you to maximize those differentials. So you probably wouldn't see this list do as well in singles. In teams, very likely it will.
Yep. With either a board pick or a choice of target to go into, it can just absolutely devastate things, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Well, that's number 1. Next, we have Ben. Do you want to go through Ben's list?
Sure thing. So Ben is running a Hammer Astra Militarum. He's been hammering the reps on this.
Yeah. It's not just Astra Militarum, though.
Right?
It's not just Astra Militarum.
No, it's not. So the name of the list is Canis Walks the Dogs.
Whee!
So you'll note that New Zealand does not have an IK list.
Yep.
But you'd be foolish not to take Canis somewhere. He's absolutely busted at his current points cost.
Yeah.
So this list is 2 Regal Dawn tank commanders, 1 with the reroll runs enhancement. You've got 30 Cadian Jungle Fighters in units of 10, 2 Taroxes, a Hellhound, a unit of Kazakin, a Leman Russ Exterminator to get bonus AP, another Regal Dawn, a Scout Sentinel to hand out rerolls, and then Canis Rex.
Absolutely, it's very similar to Alex's list, but in a different way. It's still just so much gas.
As dedicated to melee as the World Eaters list is, this list has 180 there. Yeah. Although Canis Rex slaps no matter what phase he's playing in, so there is still melee here. One of the really interesting tech pieces that I like about this list is the Hellhound's ability to strip cover is not specific to Astra Militarum lists. So when you shoot with the Hellhound, the unit cannot benefit from cover. Essentially, it doesn't get cover.
Yeah.
So you can shoot something with the Hellhound, and Canis Rex benefits from that. And it just occurred to me, I haven't checked whether the Exterminator does the same thing.
Oh, yep.
No, the Exterminator is Astra Militarum increase AP, so you don't get the bonus AP on that. But I mean, this list is just hull after hull after hull. T12, 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 T11, T11.
Yeah. And Dawn's shoots so hard. Like, Dawn's just unbelievable amount of shots that come out of them. And when you have 3 of them, so you can pressure every angle, and then having Canis to be able to jump on one of the footprints to see other angles as well, or to add that extra firepower where you need it, can just be absolutely brutal. Like,
yeah. And Canis is one of the few free strats that's still per turn. So it means that you've got like a free CP reroll or something in your opponent's turn, as well as a free tank shock or CP reroll in your turn.
Yeah.
Canis really benefits from that. He feels the loss of the not getting the 1 free hit and wound reroll that he would get from the Knights detachment. He'll just use CP reroll. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm just checking my audio. I think there might be a little bit of reverb between you and I. Just making sure. If there is anyone in chat, I don't know how many people are in chat. I see Dan's there. Hey Dan, how's it going?
No one's watching us.
No one's watching us. Yeah, I'm just making sure. I'll just do you mind just putting my volume a bit lower on Discord for you?
Oh, sure.
And then that should hopefully solve it. Your beautiful face back.
Where's my I don't want to hear Chris quite so much button?
Hey, we have Cam and Dan. Cam's gonna be here just for his list name. That's the only thing he's here for. He's gone as soon as that's done.
I can't see my volume control, so I'm just going to change my output to my headset.
That's fine.
Battery fully charged.
Ooh, something's fully charged.
My battery is.
Excellent. Cool.
Alrighty, that should be better.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, let's give that a go then. Sweet. One thing we forgot to do with Ben's list is we need to rank his name. At least he did put a name.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like it's a 3. There is a name.
It's clever, but it's also overused. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like Ben in a way.
I'm actually going to knock it up to a 4 because I've just realized it's a reference to the 9th edition lists. Abaddon walks the dogs. Yeah. I just realized that, so I'm going to bump it up to a 4.
Very good, very good. Cool. No, really cool list though. Again, if it gets table pick, absolutely can blow things out, but it can also just play for those kind of more stable games as well. Like, because it can control firing lines so hard, and you still have those OC dumps that can move 9 inches, right? Like, move with a bunch of OC just dumping onto points. Like, it's still just really effective.
Certainly one of the things that this list suffers from is not having the same amount of tricks that conventional Astra Militarum lists have. Like, if you're playing combined arms, your OC dumps are better, they are faster. You've got the ability to buff AP at a whim. Hammer is just the detachment rule only really works well with the Tauroxes, which can advance and disembark. You've got the stratagem to advance and shoot. The fall back and shoot stratagem means that you can play a little bit more aggressive with those hulls because if they get tagged, it's not the end of the world. And
usually you only can tag one. Like, you can put them in a position that, like, okay, you can charge this guy, but the ones behind it are most likely going to be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, it also, I think that's one of the beauties of Canis Rex is heroic intervention from him will just ruin your day.
Yeah. Position carefully, and it can be really naughty.
This list can just go forward with an unbreakable line of tough. So if it gets to dictate the flow of the game, it does very well. If it has to play reactively, you don't really have anything special that you can do as well. So if it has the initiative, great. If it loses the initiative, it can suffer.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely. I still think it can play from behind fairly well.
I mean, it's hard to 20-0 this list. Very hard, because if you overcommit into it, it does pack one hell of a punch. So your opponent has to respect your damage output, and it has enough pieces that you can just throw stuff away for a couple of turns, but it does run out of that pretty quick. And at the same time, doing that, it's sacrificing its scoring options. So
no, exactly. You don't want to be just down just to your hulls and then pull cleanse or something, and then cool, my 2 Dawns now have to do 2 actions.
Do an action. Yeah, that's basically worst case scenario.
Yep, exactly.
There's not a lot of fat in this list.
No, definitely not. Oh, now it's onto the Cam special. Or should we save that to last? Just to
let's save that to last, just because the name is the best. And if we do Cam's list and Cam then leaves chat, we lose 50% of our viewership.
It's very true. It's very true. Cool. So we'll swap Cam for now. So now we're on to Finn. This is the captain of the team, old Finn Decker, on his Space Wolves.
So I'll
go through this one once it loads. So we have a Stormlance, so Space Wolves. Now with Space Wolves, let's just make sure we get this correct. So the FAQ for WTC is it is rapid fire on oil weapons for the Iron Priests, correct?
I believe so. I believe the only FAQ they adopted was the enhancement that isn't in play here because this is Stormlance, but the I believe it's the Saga of the Beast, or whatever the Beast detachment is, the enhancement that lets characters join Wolfen units has changed to Wolfen infantry,
right.
so that you cannot lead Wolfen dreadnoughts.
Yeah, beautiful.
Which I'm not sure was good, but was interesting.
It was very fun. Though,
like, it's like, this is cute.
Yeah, so we got to take it. So obviously, there has to be a rules cutoff for WTC. People have to be able to prep and practice things. So yes, there was an FAQ that's come out later, but that was after the rules lock. The captains voted that they should play with how it was. So that's how it is. So the Iron Priests are a little bit stronger here. Obviously, most of the Space Wolves list take 1 to 3 Iron Priests. But let's go through the list anyway. So it's Stormlance, so you have advanced, fallback, and charge, and a bunch of good stratagems. We have Arjak Rockfist, 2 Iron Priests, Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, Logan Grimnar, and Ragnar Blackmane. Great, like, it's great to see a Space Wolves list start with like 7 characters. Like, it's a great place that you kind of want them to be.
Space Wolves characters.
Yeah, and yeah.
And then there's a Combi Lieutenant, right? Who's just like, I'm just great.
Yeah.
I'm just a really good 70 point spend. I'll turn up.
Yeah, exactly. Then for Battle Line, we have a unit of 20 Blood Claws, a unit of Intercessors, a unit of 5 Fenrisian Wolves, 1 Gladiator Lancer, 1 Predator Annihilator, 1 Scout Squad, 2 units of 3 Thunderwolf, 1 unit of 6 Thunderwolf, all with shields.
Yeah, they're all the same.
All the same, yeah. And then 1 unit
I do not think you take pistols on those guys. Yeah,
a big boy unit of Terminators to finish off the list. Pretty spicy. Like, yes, a lot of characters, but not a lot of units.
No, very few units. Like, you can outdrop this army with very little.
With Canis.
The Wolfguard Terminators are all melee weapon as well. So 9 of them have storm shields. So that's a lot of 4 wound models.
Yeah. And they can deep strike turn 1 because of Grimnar.
Logan Grimnar's rule.
Yep. So you can, especially if you get the tempo and go first, and you can block out with your scouts a good position for them to deep strike down, you can really start applying that pressure from very early in the game. And then if you go second, you already have the kind of back weight of going second, and you kind of don't need to apply as much pressure. So it's quite an interesting unit to have access to there.
Yeah. So there's a little interesting point behind this list. Finn messaged me a little while ago. I can't remember how long. And the question was, what's better for Thunderwolves, advance and charge or going through walls? And my answer to that question was going through walls. But then I said, but if what you're actually asking me is it, Company of the Beast or versus Stormlance, the answer is Stormlance, because you have a flat 6 interactive move, a -1 to hit and wound,
and flat 9-inch advance.
It's so fast.
It's insane.
The fall back in charge is also it's amazing. Yep. It's almost better than the advance in charge in a list like this, where you are just bricks, because it's what allows those bricks to get tagged and not just be shut down completely by something that they can't pile enough models in to kill.
Yeah, like the 20 Blood Claws, you fall back from it, it can reactive move out of the way from some of your shooting, and then then now that's an issue. Or you try and stay in combat with it, and if you don't shoot it and don't kill it, then it gets to fall back and still activate into you with what's left. Like it's like it can be a couple of really inopportune decisions you can have, which is quite interesting.
I mean, Ragnar is leading that unit, obviously. He gives the Blood Claws reroll wins. Ooh. So even though they are chainswords, very low strength, they're also rerolling wounds. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the weakness of the Stormlance detachment is that the Lance stratagem is only for mounted, and that there is no way to buff AP. those are the two weaknesses of the Stormlance attachments. So fortunately, Thunderwolves going up to AP2 on their regular attacks means they don't suffer from like a 2-up save with Armor of Contempt. The Brick of Bloodclaws does. So again, this is probably a list that has some matchups it wants to avoid, because there are some things that just go, yeah, I can kill Thunderwolf Cav and Bloodclaws. And I can kill Terminators, I can kill that.
Yep.
So if you avoid those matches, very, very difficult for some armies to deal with.
I do quite like the Iron Priests with the option of Lancer and Annihilator, because having the rapid fire on the Lancer at 36 inches is going to come up often. 24 inches is far, but especially on WTC, it can actually kind of some of the firing lanes are very long, and those extra shots can be really important. Like having 3 Lancer shots over 2 is goes from oh, do I kill something, to I actually quite often, especially if you don't have an invul, I probably kill you.
I mean, if you look at it this way, it's a 50% increase in damage.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Technically, it's not a 50% increase in damage, because the original 2 shots account for the, reroll a hit, reroll a wound, reroll a damage. So you do get a little bit of diminishing returns from that rule. But it's nearly a 50% increase in damage.
Yeah. It's still very good.
Very effective. The Annihilator, 50% increase in damage.
Yeah. And also, getting the extra shot on the twin linked one as well is really nice there. But again, this is the kind of difference between this list and the World Eaters list, right? This one's not all gas. This one has the stuff to lock down those firing lines and making sure you don't get disrespected, right? It has the Lancer, it has the Annihilator to kind of, okay, you can't put that transport out in the open. It's oh no, you can't put that gun that's going to overwatch me if I just run at you turn 1. That Forge Fiend can't just go out in the open because I can kill it, right? Stuff like that.
And I mean, where you just make your opponent mindful of playing in line of sight, it's important. But also, the vehicles aren't the important parts of this list, so you can play a little bit tradey with them. If you need something to just go out and sit in an objective and you don't want to use any melee units because they're more valuable, hey, here's a Predator Annihilator. You have to send something decent to kill it, and if you do, then that thing will 100% die to everything else in my army.
Yep. No, it's a really cool list. Finn is really good at using his assets very well. It's one thing that he is as a pilot of factions, he likes playing in a way that he understands, and this is very much I would say a Finn style list. It has all the tools that he can do to play a game, and especially with the strats and Stormlance to really try and play around his opponent as much as possible, which is definitely the Finn style of play. Which is
unfortunately he is getting a 2 for the name though. Because
no, it's a flat 1. It's a horror. It's just bad.
I want to give him a 1 because there could be something worse, and we have nowhere to go if we've given it no effort.
He put some. There is at least he typed something, so I guess
at least there is a name, right?
That's true.
It could have just been WTC Space Wolves list.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, I'll give him a 2 then.
What's next?
Okay, cool. On to the next one then. We have Hayden. Do you want to go through Hayden's list?
Hayden is running Thousand Suns.
Okay, so should we do the name first since we're here?
Trust me, Elder are good, and I used to be.
I love the self-deprecating thing there. It's he got picked for the team, but he still doesn't think he's good enough for the team. That's good.
No, Hayden's a very good player.
He's a very good player. Oh, any trash I talk about the players, it's all just because they're my friends.
So this is Grand Coven Index T-Suns that definitely did not get any worse at all. We've got the Exalted Sorcerer on disc with Incandium, which I think is the once per game you can do a ritual for another time.
It's double Doombolt. Yeah.
It's double.
It's specifically Doombolt. Yeah, you can Doombolt a second time.
The Infernal Master with the Eldritch Vortex of Etaf, which I'm just going to call Arcane Vortex because we all know what that is. Regular Sorcerer with Umbralific, Sorcerer, Zangor Shaman. And Magnus himself. He's got, what is that, 4 units of rubrics that have the standard loadout you'd expect. Rhino spawn, 2 Megalith Vortex Beasts, a 6-man unit of Zangoth Bows, 2 3-man units of Zangoth Bows, and then that's the list.
Yep.
So the Exalted Sorcerer on disc, I think, can join
Bowgoats. Yep. So
boats?
he probably going with the 6 Bowgoats. Or
and
the
that's
3.
quite
Matchup dependent. Because he gives them loan up 18.
Loan up 18, yeah. It's a tick that like, I think the Bowgoats are good. I've definitely seen people put too much into them.
Yep.
So a 6 and a 3 and a 3 is something I can get behind.
But 50 points, they're like the cheapest skirmishing piece you can have access to as well. Yes, they have to go around walls, which is inconvenient, but like, but they're still just cheap, and you can still double move them if you need to get them to a certain place. Like,
absolutely. And their damage is something you have to be mindful of, because it's very easy to give them 4 rolls to hit and AP4.
Yeah, with Ignores cover. It's just absurd.
And lethals.
Yeah. And the precision as well. So if someone accidentally hangs a character out somewhere, you can be like, cool, sorry, you do not have a character anymore. Because if you get rerolls, you don't probably, AP2 is probably enough because the character probably has an invul, and then Ignores cover, they're probably saving on 5s or 6s, and you can probably just kill that character with 3 failed saves, and you're like, cool. Huge upside with that unit, and not a huge investment. Obviously the Exalted Sork on disc is a bit of an investment, but giving them loan up 18 so you can deploy them a bit more aggressively can be really helpful in some matchups. It makes a lot more of the tables a bit more accessible to you, because you need to, instead of having everything super far back and safe, you can have one unit that can be a little bit more aggressive, so you can actually threaten, say, like the Centaur or your opponent's expansion early.
30-inch range as well is very solid on those Bowgoats.
It is awkward because Twisted Fate is 24 inches. The ritual for rerolls is 24 inches. So if you want to use the Exalted Sork's ability to do that, then it can kind of be a bit awkward to get within that 24. And also his gun's ranges are 18, so it's, or 24. So it's like,
You can, but if you want the option of just shooting the bows, you can be at 30. If you want the rerolls, you can be at 24. And I mean, you can buff the range of any psychic weapon very easily in this.
Plus 6 inches is trivial.
Right?
So.
You can add plus 15-inch range to any psychic gun. So it's you get them in range if you want it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this list plays very much like a lot of the Grand Coven list are playing. You're going to put out the Mutalith Vortex Beasts because they're very tough. Your opponent has to overcommit to kill them, and then your army comes out and claps his army, and that's the game.
Yep. You are still damage check the army. Like, you can pretty much kill anything in the game if your opponent gives it to you.
Absolutely.
So it's just how it plays.
Magnus is great, and Lord forbid you get to use him in 2 phases because his melee is fantastic.
Yeah, the damage 2 sweeps is just nuts.
Your 2CP reroll all hits and all the wounds. Okay, it costs 2CP now. It should have always cost 2CP. It's just a great strat.
Yeah.
They have the ability to really spell it as they can kill anything that comes out.
Yeah, 100%.
Certainly I think one of the weaknesses of T-Suns is armies that just trade a little bit better, because they die. Like Magnus can take a hit. You don't want him to, but he's not as linchpin as he once was.
Yep.
If you can effectively kill Mutalith Vortex Beasts from a distance, then it's not quite as good. If you're just an army that can line a bunch of guns up and go, that Mutalith Vortex Beast is gone now, that's a bit tough, because if you don't come close enough, you can struggle to engage with enough of your units that the Thousand Suns really dig themselves out of a hole. And if you can get through the Mutaliths without losing too much, then you can put the T-Suns player in a position where he now has to start to put real units out, and you will kill them because they have no durability.
Yeah. Thousand Suns don't like playing the tradey piecemeal game as much, because the kind of weight of damage happens, it's better in mass. So yes, each individual unit is still quite good, but it kind of comes where if you can send 4 things out, you can kill God. So you want them to bring God at you so you can kill it. Whereas if if you're having to trade out your Arcane Vortex unit early, you're like, well, that's actually so much damage that you're losing out on now.
Absolutely.
So it can be really, really tricky to balance how much to go in. It's definitely not an easy army to play. Like it takes a lot of skill to play this army.
Yeah, and it does have some bad matchups. Some bad matchups. So they'll need to be very careful with how they pair Hayden. I know he's been getting I believe he's been getting a good number of reps in. But T-Suns is also an army where you have to have decided everything that's going to happen in your turn in your command phase, much like Gladius is. You know, you have to plan your entire turn before you have done any moving, any dice rolling, anything. And if a thing goes wrong, if a critical ritual doesn't go, one of your rituals doesn't go off, or an advance isn't big enough, you can see your plan fall apart.
This is definitely I think Thousand Suns in general is the biggest army where you need to be able to pivot when something doesn't go your way. You need to have plan B through G, kind of okay, if this doesn't go off, or I don't kill him, or I don't get my, whatever spell it is off, you need to have kind of layers of plans to make sure that you still can achieve what you need to. Okay, this is the best option is, option A, but okay, then if X doesn't work, then I need to have something for different layers and kind of be able to balance through there.
Yeah, I don't think T-Suns are a particularly good army at doing that though, because you've got some armies that have genuine tricks, or can make plans as they go.
Yeah.
T-Suns is kind of I have to just stack the deck as best I can. I know what my probabilities are, and we cross our fingers that it all comes together. Because if it doesn't, you can be left holding the bag a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Certainly there are armies where sometimes you're forced into a position where you just have to jam Magnus in there and hope they can't kill him.
Yeah. Hopefully Magnus's -1 damage is enough, and then with the blank, reroll save. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes you just die to a Vindicator.
So sometimes he just immediately goes away, and that's really tough. Especially you've got a reroll, you've got a blank.
Yeah.
It's some things just sometimes the Hammerhead gets 2 shots and both of them Dev Wound, and Magnus is gone.
And Magnus just goes bye bye. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to the next now. Ben was technically this is his first time playing, but he came to WTC with us last year. But this is the first actual new player and the only actually fully new person going to WTC this year, which is Hugh. Let's look at him in his Votan list.
Okay, so he gets the 1 for the name, okay, because it's WTC.
That's
And this is why I said we couldn't give Finn a 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Hugh comes out with just WTC, and it's
disappointing.
He's letting the team down.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Leagues of Votan here, Oathband. So this is the index attachment.
The only detachment.
Yeah, the only good detachment. Well, apparently England has Hearthband, so so there definitely must be some source there because they don't mess around. Anyway, we've got Oathband here. We have
misdirection as a weapon in of itself.
Yeah. We have 3 Ironhair champions, 1 with Wayfarer's Crest, 1 with Appraising Glare. We have 2 units of Hearthkin Warriors, 3 Sagittars, 2 units of 2 units of 10 Berserks with Concussion Mauls, 1 unit of 5 Berserks with Concussion Mauls, 2 Land Forts with Conversion Beamers, a unit of 6 Bikes of Hernkin Pioneers, and a unit of 3 Hernkin Pioneers. And that is a list. Notably, no Jaegers in this list, so no Infiltrate, which is interesting.
This is certainly a teams list.
Yep, definitely. I think that's we'll see in a lot of these lists that it's a lot of it is it's geared for teams, right? This is the pinnacle of teams. It's one of the main things. But yeah, what are your thoughts off the bat?
I find Votan to be a kind of army where if you know how Votan plays, then typically what your Votan opponent is going to do every single turn because they move an exact distance and they don't have anything that's assault. That's not true. They have assault guns on the bikes.
Yeah.
the bolt shotguns.
Yeah.
And but they don't have any access to advance and charge, and everything is pretty slow.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that the 3 champs are not leading anything in this, because they can't lead warriors, right?
Nope.
I'm not missing that
so.
completely. No, yeah, I was like, I think they can only join Terminators.
We can check
So, I mean, they are just coming in to be annoying. Their bases aren't huge. They deep strike, and then they do impact models and punch reasonably hard with mass hammers. I note actually that they are all weave field crest, which I believe is the invul.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So none of them have deep strike, which is very interesting.
Oh, yeah. I think you only get deep strike if you're leading. So I think because I think one of them, the crest, you only
might be.
Yeah, you only get the benefit if you're, because it's so he can join Hearthkin and still have the deep strike keyword.
Yeah. You mean Hearthguard?
Hearthguard, sorry, Hearthguard.
Yeah. Because I was just like, we discussed this. They can't join warriors.
The names are all too similar. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's all good. So, I mean, you're splitting the 2 Hearthkin warriors into 5-mans with 2 of the transports. I expect the 2 10-man Zerks go in the Hecatonks, and the 5-man goes into the Sag.
The thing with doing it, though, is it really limits your amount of drops you have.
You have, let's count them. So both the bikes start on the board because they can leave. So it's 4 with bikes and tanks. You've got the 3, so that's 7. You'll have 9 with the 2 remaining, the little munted Hearthkin units that are on the board. And then I guess, I don't know what you start with in reserve in terms of the champs.
But so Glare will start on the board, surely, right? Like,
yeah, probably.
And then the other 2 probably start in reserve, I would assume. Like,
maybe.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Depends on like what mission it is. I think there'll be a lot of variables there, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, you can always just, like, if you want to play defensively, just have more staff set up behind walls waiting to come out. But that's how I probably see this army being used, as more of a blunter kind of a defender.
Yep.
Because Votann are pretty good at just brawling. You know, if you're waiting for your opponent to come to you, then they come to you, and now you're in range to hurt them with all your shit. You don't have a lot of pieces in this. It's very brick heavy.
Yep.
So certainly if you're into an opponent who's forcing you to trade poorly, and then jumps out and kills stuff, then this army might suffer.
Yeah, but again, it also has the activation lock thing. If you can put this into an army that doesn't have many activations, because like it can be really difficult, right? Like, oh, you might be able to kill a land fort, but then you can't kill the guys that are inside, and then the berserks or whatever can come and like punish you.
Unless you can kill the land fort from like 15 inches away.
Yeah. Like,
and then you don't care.
Yeah. I'm assuming you know better than to park it in the open and be like, come at me. Like, land forts are tough, but they're not that tough.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, they're 16 wounds at toughness 12 to up. Yep. And there are some things that can deal with that profile. Obviously, they have access to Armor of Contempt, which is really nice.
Yep.
I mean, that can be tough, but if you can ramp up the OP and you can ignore cover, then, you know, like a Doomsday Arc can shoot its way through that thing pretty easily if you get the right number of shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a cool list though. Like, it has enough pieces that it can play games. It has the fight on death, so it can play into it. I agree with your statement that it's a good defender. It can go into most things and bring. Like,
I said it was a defender.
Or not a defender. It's like it's more take all comers. You know, it's designed to like go in and get points from stuff. Like,
it is probably the most generalist list of the lists we've looked at so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess the Thousand Suns is also fairly generalist, but that's because there's like the obvious good things to take.
Because there's very few builds.
Yeah.
Are you taking 2 or 3 mutalisks?
Yeah.
How many Bowguards? And then it's Magnus, Sorcerers, and Rubrics.
Yeah, exactly.
And a Rhino.
Do you take 2 Rhinos or 1? But yeah, no.
Coolest
though. Really hope the best for Hugh. Like, first time going over there, it's going to be super exciting to see how he goes. Like, really hope the best for him. It should be super exciting, and it's WTC is the funnest thing to go to. So like really excited about that.
It is.
Next we have Michael Taylor, who did put in the chat that and I was right with the Iron Hair champions that they can't deep strike when they don't lead. So I was correct with that. My dwarf knowledge is at least somewhat there. But so let's go on to his list then. And we'll be rating you very heavily on your name. Do you want to go through it? What's he got?
Well, I'm the Necrons player. Let's go. Hail to the king, hail to the one, kneel to the crown, stand in the sun, hail to the king. I don't know what that reference is.
I don't know what the reference is. Hopefully Michael's still in chat and he can explain it to us in great detail. But
if I just dump that into Google, what comes up?
It's always dangerous.
Avenged sevenfold, hail to the king.
Oh.
It's a song. Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I mean, that's a deep enough cut. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I like it. I'll give that. Are we doing out of 5 or out of 10?
Well, I thought it was out of 10 because otherwise we started with giving it Alex Taus the
5.
best
Sure. Okay.
Score.
I reckon this is better than Alex because it's like it's. I don't know. I'll give it like a 6.
The reference is a little obscure.
Pardon?
The reference is a little obscure.
It is, but like we're also all nerds, so like I understand like a bit of an obscure reference. Like I can appreciate that a little bit. Like an Avenged Sevenfold, because Michael's like such an emo guy, right? Like it's just like it's totally his.
Yes, that's the one thing I know about Michael is that he's a hard out emo ever since I've known him.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty, let's go through this list.
Yes, go for it.
Starting off, we've got the Catacomb Command Barge with the reroll 1 Zora, 2 Technos, 1 with the -1 damage enhancement. You got the Silent King, 2 Reanimators, 2 units of Wraiths, 2 units of Crypto Thralls, 2 DDAs, a single Heavy Destroyer with a Medic, and a unit of Ophidians.
I'm just going to let you run through this because Necrons through and through. So what's this list do?
So this list says, hey, what do you want to kill, Wraiths? All right, here's the Silent King with -1 damage. Mm-hmm. Hey, what do you want to kill? The Silent King with -1 damage? All right, here's a bunch of Wraiths. Yeah. So the idea is you put out something that has no efficient way of dealing damage to you, and then you punish them with DDA shooting. It's a very basic list concept, but it's effective.
Yep.
This list does not go out in 20-0 anyone, unless they stand off every single objective and choose to not draw challenger cards. But this is a defender style list, but it scores reasonably well. It can hold primary reasonably well, and if your opponent doesn't come out to engage with you, then it's quite happy just to sit their scoring points. If you overcommit, it has a reasonable amount of damage. At the end of the day, the damage units in this is really just the Silent King and the 2 DDAs. Wraiths can hurt. The Catacomb Command Barge has a little bit of shooting. The Ophidians can kill light infantry. The Locust Heavy Destroyer, I have no doubt, is because he couldn't. If he turned it into a regular destroyer, he wouldn't get another unit. I have no doubt that if he could have got another unit out of that Locust Heavy Destroyer, it would be a basic one. But
makes sense. No,
yeah,
it's an interesting looking list. It's definitely like the Wraiths are definitely part of the list that's like, if you go into someone that can't deal with them, you can kind of bully them quite a bit as well. So like there's definitely like upside in the list itself. And Star Shatter, if your opponent just like, oh, you're Star Shatter, I'm just not going to go on objectives. So you're like, great.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
This is fine.
That was
okay here.
Okay, man. That was always an option.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's funny when like the army's like, same with like Renegade Raiders, like, oh, you get upgraded when I'm on objectives. I'm just not going to go on objectives. It's like, you do you, bro. Like, pretty sure you don't know how 40k plays.
On the odd occasion where it's worth spending 2 CP to give Wraiths +1 to wound, that's nice. Likewise, the Silent King melee, when, so the reason you have the Dread Majesty aura is because Dread Majesty passive reroll 1s to hit and wound. The Catacomb Command Barge is a pretty big platform, and it gives you the option of either having 2 reroll 1 to hit and wound auras, because the Silent King can sit in it, or the Silent King can pivot to ignore mods. And I can tell you going into something like Death Guard and ignoring modifiers is you don't have an army rule.
Yeah, it's so rude.
And you probably don't have a detachment rule.
Right? Like
some modifiers are just critical,
Yep.
and the ability to just go, nah, is very strong.
Very good.
Very strong. Good. Plus, like the crypto thralls being with the wraiths and with the technos means those units can just string very far. You send out wraiths, the cryptos are trailing back. You've got the unit in multiple auras and the reanimator, and the reanimator is safe.
Yep.
And if they shoot the wraiths, they can move. There's just a lot of annoying stuff that this list can do to make your opponent really frustrated.
Yep.
And that's why some people don't like Necrons.
Yeah.
I don't care about those people. So.
I love all 40k armies, but Necrons do just have a place in my heart where I'm just like, this is just so annoying. Ever since you beat me with them at OTT in the finals, I was like, no.
That was Hypergrip. Hypergrip didn't even play.
But it was so unfun to play. Or maybe it was just you. Anyway, we've got Ryan next.
I like Ryan's list.
Okay, so we got Ryan. Yeah. This is his second time. He didn't go last year, but he went the first year with WTC. So he is returning, but he took a year off in between.
Yes.
List name is Because of Cam. So there's definitely something I'm there. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Cam, you're in chat if you want to explain any of that, please. Please do. But we have a Chaos Knights Infernal Lance. Infernal Lance is the one where you get like kind of like dark packs, right? Like you empower at the start of the...
Yeah, this is the 9th edition army rule for the Diabolus houses, I want to say it was. So basically you in your command phase can select your knights to take a leadership test. If they fail, they take Death Immortals, but whether or not they pass or fail, they get a token that they can expend at certain points to add buffs.
Yeah.
You can go plus 3-inch move. You can, in shooting, get sustained or lethals on all your weapons. Or in melee, you can get sustained or lethal for all your weapons. Or in melee, or in shooting or fighting, you can get a 5-up invul and a 6-up Feel No Pain. So obviously, all knights have a 5-up invul in shooting.
Yep.
But it gives them an invul in combat, and that is a very interesting thing to do. Because you've got, you hit knights with AP3 melee, and they're like, cool, I'm 7 on 6s.
Yep.
They don't like it. This gives them like a better floor. And that's on top of access to Armor of Contempt in melee.
Yep. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's quite a strong, like just the guaranteed 3-inch extra move on your towering models is kind of crazy sometimes. Like
the ability to threaten, I'm going to go 15 inches on a Knight Atropos, or I'm going to go 13 inches on a Knight Despoiler, is tough.
Yeah.
What does the Bestial Aspect enhancement on the Despoiler do? Do you know?
I can bring it up.
I feel like I'm going to know it as soon as you say it.
Enhancement, Bestial Aspect. The bearer's range weapon have Assault.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah. So the previous iteration of this list that I played into Ryan, and he had Atropos. It was 2 Despoilers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was it for the big knights.
Yeah. Let's just go through the list, and then we can can
sure.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So we got 2 Knight Cerastus Atroposes. We have the Despoiler with double Gatling. Double Gatling is with like being able to have access to sustained or lethal is crazy. It's such a cool amount of output. Like it's mad. Absolutely
36
mad.
shots.
Yeah. It has amount of shots. Then we have 1 Executioner, which is the Helverin equivalent with the autocannons, 3 Carnivores, which are the melee ones, 2 Stalkers, which are the Melter Claw, I believe.
Yes, and Scout 6 now as well.
Ooh, that's quite cheeky. And then Beast of Nurgle and a unit of Nurgling. So you also have the Infiltrator unit to make sure you can scout up and kind of get your expansion under lock really early, which can be really nice. Also, carnivores moving like what they have base movement 14, right? And you can empower them. So 17-inch move carnivores.
17-inch move.
That's pretty fast. Like that's pretty serious. Like
they do hit on 3s now.
It's true, but they have sustained hits, right?
Yes, they do hit on 3s, but with sustained inbuilt, I think.
Yep.
So it kind of gives them the same amount of attacks, but does
high
make
variance,
them more
but
vulnerable to
technically
modifiers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you roll only 6s, sometimes you don't roll any, and
Exactly.
you wish you had
The life of Tau.
2s. Yeah.
I
mean, look, this is just a solid Knights list. You've got some very durable platforms in there, but obviously with the higher wounds count works well with the ability to take mortals if you fail your leadership.
Yep.
Because you have more wounds to burn. The Knight Despoiler has an aura of leadership bonus, which works really well with the War Dogs taking leadership tests to get buffs. Nice. They can do it on 6s if they're within 9 inches. You can take the bonus aura part of your detachment rule to push that out to a 12-inch aura of bonus leadership.
Nice. Yep.
It's got a lot of cool tech in it.
Very cool.
And this version of the list now has a lot more dogs, which I'm a fan of.
I am a huge fan of like Chaos Knights, like the War Dog chassis are all so good in their own way. I didn't actually know the Stalkers had Scout now, so that also gives them great early game. So you have great early game pressure. You have the Carnivores to also be like that kind of mid-game bully, and then you also have the 3 big towering guys to kind of like, if you come at me, I still have the damage to like push through. You have like you can play a bit more cagey, whereas like the 6 Knight list, you kind of had to play a little bit more all in. You can't just send a big knight out every turn.
If it's so, I had a test game into Ryan with my Death Guard that I was running, and think I 19-1'd him. Because he was mostly big knights.
Yep.
And I was just like, I touch you, you die. Yeah. So having more durable pieces with good OC, you can put them out better. You've got more things to say, hey, you got to come out and commit to this thing, and I've got a massive slapback.
Yep.
You just have more options, and it's harder to put yourself in a worse position.
Yep.
Now, I think it probably lowers the ceiling because it's harder with your T9 War Dogs to just go, I'm on all the objectives, come kill a big knight.
Yep.
The six knight list can go, okay, congratulations, you focus fired 1 knight. I have more. But if you take down one of those big knights in this list, they feel it.
Yeah.
So there's trade-offs.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good list.
I think it's nice because so many people are taking, like, obviously a lot of the teams knew that Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights were going to be strong. So taking a kind of divergent list that's not just what was the stereotypical 6 bigs, I think does help a little bit because a lot of the lists are 5 to 6 bigs.
And so the Atropos is very efficient into knights.
Yeah.
+1 to hit monsters and vehicles, +1 to wound Titanics.
It's just rude.
Their melee, very good. I think they're one of the few knights that has an invul in melee, so they don't have to save that token to use the melee buff or to use the 5+ invul in melee. They're just going to be like, cool, here's, lethals or bonus movement or something like that. The bonus movement really effective on them. Going 15 inches shooting and charging is just great.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy. I think Infernal Lance is definitely the best Chaos Knight attachment. Like Dread.
They have the sticky and 5OC strat. Is that them or is that
no? That's the other one. So that's
cool.
the whole stick of the other one is it has the access to. I think their detachment rule is sticky, and then they can OC5 sticky for a command point, which is very strong. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it forces you to, because it's only with the big knights, it forces you to play that big knight list, and I think it's more linear, like how that kind of plays, whereas this can play a bit more of a different game, which I quite like.
Yeah.
And also the extra movement means you always have to have that extra threat range in account So you never actually have to use it a lot of the time because your opponent will just stay an extra 3 inches back a lot of the time.
You have to measure for the 12 or the 15.
Yeah, which is very nice. There's stuff like that. I really like it. I rate it. The name though, because it's such a niche reference. What do you think?
Has Ryan or Cam revealed the source behind that name in chat?
He said "Rip Air Tanifar," so I'm not sure what that means.
I don't get that either. That's another inside joke. So
yeah,
it scores low on the name front.
Yeah. Someone else put something about the Atropos, so maybe it's something to do with them. So, but yeah, it's weak.
That's a weird name.
Yeah. Weak.
Moving on to an army that doesn't have a weird name.
Oh, this is the strongest of names right now.
It has the only name that scores a solid 10 out of 10. It's Cam Wilkinson's Death Guard list.
Yep.
What's the name?
Oh, you don't want to say it yourself, don't you? Yeah, it is Jonty's cock, and
it is indeed Jonty's cock. So I said a part of me was going to WTC. It turns out it's my cock.
Yeah, you can take the man from WTC, but you can't take the WTC from the man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I like this list.
Yeah, since this is your list, I will let you go through it.
First things first, though, there is a YouTube link here.
Yeah,
which I
just check it first. I'm happy to put it on as long as it won't demonetize my channel at all.
Let's find out. Oh no, yeah, put it on. It's good. No, actually, Cam did tell me about this. I remember this now.
Okay, let's see what happens here. See, is it gonna load it up correctly? Oh. It's not going to have audio on this.
Next one. Please give me cock.
Oh, there we go. It's going through your one. Perfect. We heard that.
Oh,
we heard that. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. So I think there's only 3 people playing Champions of Contagion.
Oh, okay. Because it's pretty much like 40 out of 42 teams have Death Guard. So, but only, yeah.
It's all Hammer and Virulent Victorum.
Yep.
Which have their own strengths, but man, I am just all about the cock.
Yeah.
I fell in love with cock very early on, and have just been riding that cock.
Oh my lord!
So this list runs a 10-man Plague Marine unit with a Plague Caster for sustained while in contagion range, and a Putrefier for crit 5s. The Putrefier has final ingredient, so if his unit kills one of your characters, boom, they have a second plague up.
Yep. So Champions of Contagion, which is what we'll call it from now on, do you want to go over the detachment rule as well?
Yeah. So all of the Death Guard armies pick one of 3 buffs in the it's one of the very, very early steps. It's when you assign characters, it's declare formations. In the declare formation step, you select either army-wide -1 to hit while in contagion range, -1 to your save while in contagion range, or -1 OC movement and leadership. They're all very strong buffs. The -1 OC leadership and move is crippling, but situational.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick that when you're playing Hammer or Victorum or any of the other detachments that we haven't seen ever, because you're committed to it for the whole game. Champions of Contagion's attachment rule is at the start of the battle round, you can choose to change and select one of the other 3 plagues.
Huge. Yeah.
I love it.
Amazing. So you can be on like -1 to hit early and then kind of flex
I
into
often
what you
am.
need to. Yeah.
And then on the turn that you're like, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah.
You go to -save, or like if your opponent's trying to contest your objectives, the ability to go -1 OC leadership move.
Yeah, or even just late game when you're scrapping. Like I don't need to kill you as much now. You can just put that negative OC when both of your armies are depleted, so then you're out OC in their stuff. Like there's a lot of great situations for being able to flex.
You can stack leadership debuffs. So, and the only difference that Cam has from my version of this list is the Plague Marine unit takes a Plague Spewer, whereas mine took an Icon.
Okay.
Very 1-for-1.
Yeah. Want to run through the list from top to bottom then?
Sure. So the Plague Marines take the 2 characters. They
Yep.
have access to 1 CP fights first. There's 2 Lords of Contagion, which lead 2 3-man Death Shroud units, and there's a 3rd naked Death Shroud unit just on their own.
Yep.
Because they don't typically run the Lord of Virulence, who is just there, come out from behind a wall, point at something, and say, 3 bloat drones with blight launchers, kill that.
Yep.
There's a Rhino for the Plague Marines to ride in, 2 units of 2 spawn. Then there's the 3 bloat drones with blight launchers, a single bloat drone with a flesh mower, and 2 10-man Poxwalker units. So there's a good number of units. You've got the Chaos Spawn can scout, the Poxwalkers can infiltrate, so you've got a mid-board presence from turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the you've got 4 units that can just come out and kill God if you have enough CP. This detachment has access to 1 CP crit 5s. Plague Marines don't need that, but it's great for the Death Shroud who have sustained and lethal when they're being led by the Lord of Contagion. And then when your unit in the fight phase targets something below starting strength, you can 2 CP fully rolls hit and wound. So the combination of those 2 strats, when you have critical 5, sustained lethal, fully roll hit and wound, just puts things in the ground.
Yeah, it's insane. And then you also can stack, if you're within Contagion and you have -1 save and -1 toughness, you just absolutely obliterate everything that you
there are very, very few things in the game that can take that charge.
Yeah.
And if you're the Plague Marine unit and you get to shoot first, man, that just slaps. The sustained lethal hits on all the guns in that squad, getting reroll wounds from the Rhino when you disembark and the Rhino shoots you, very, very strong.
That is a Rhino ability, just as like a slight side tangent. Rhino abilities have gone up so much recently, like from the lowly regain 1 wound to now like just reroll wound, like firing deck from a Rhino on this one, or not firing deck, the fire support ability, to the Thousand Suns ones giving +1 to wound for psychic weapons, like
the Emperor's Children Rhinos getting
advance
and disembark on Noise Marines, like okay,
like the stunts of these things. The Chaos
the
ones are
World
just
Eater
like
one on a reactive disembark when you get too close.
Just nuts. Like all of the great thing is, I do love that they're not all generic now. Like each of the Chaos factions has a reason to take them for a different reason, which is really fun.
Yeah,
makes them play differently. Which
they're,
is cool.
They're just well written books.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is a very aggressive army. Like the ability to put damage out is very strong. You can fight on every single objective all at once and just blow your opponent to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You have enough shooting threat with the bloat drones that your opponent can't just ignore your shooting.
Yep.
And if your opponent wants to play a little bit cagey, you have enough units that you can feed out in the Chaos Spawn, the Lawnmower bloat drone, and the bloat drones with blight launchers. You can send those units out early to expand your contagion range, to put the enemy units that you want to deal with into contagion range. You can send Death Shroud after them, or if they're playing really cagey and defensive, you just auto-see them, fight over the objectives, and when they commit, you roll them.
Yeah. It works in a different way, but kind of is a similar thing to the Thousand Suns, whereas like it wants you to have to commit because it has the damage just to blow you away. It just does it in a different way than like.
I don't think that's. I wouldn't say that. What I would say is, if you like, Thousand Suns need you to commit before they can kill you.
Yeah.
This army doesn't. If you just try and play a passive game, this army goes, okay, well, now I come up to you, I drop all my stuff and at 6 inches in charge, and you are just crushed in your DZ.
Yeah. Unless you fail 3 6-inch charges.
I've seen it. I've had it happen.
Yeah, but that's very fair. Like you definitely can probably pressure harder with this. I would say like it kind of like in principle it kind of works similarly, but yeah, you definitely can exert a lot more pressure with this list than you can with Thousand Suns.
The weaknesses with Death Guard is that they hate turning around.
Yeah, so like repositioning armies and stuff like that.
If you can get behind them, or you're hyper mobile, it is a challenge.
Yeah,
to turn around and deal with anything that's broken through. So I typically play this army like an unbroken wall, and just push board wide in a direction. And if at any point that line breaks, shit, it's not good.
Yeah, definitely. Great list though, like really, really interesting. It's cool that we've got a couple of lists in our repertoire with Ben's Hammer of the Emperor and this. That are kind of the niche picks. Ben being the only hammer, and then this being one of 3 champions of Contagion. Really cool to see that we're not just like taking the cookie cutter list. We are figuring out what is the best for our team comp and building for that. So with that, what do we
I have no doubt that Cam is going to do a great job handling Jonty's cock.
Yeah, no doubt. He's done great so far.
Boy, has he.
So with that, what do you think of the overall Team New Zealand team comp? Obviously, like we talk with the people, we play with them, but we obviously didn't have any actual like control over anything, right? We were just kind of
absolutely.
So what do we actually think of their team comp in total?
I think it's very balanced.
Yes.
I think we have some stew lists, some takes or comer lists, some defender lists, and it's just very takes or comers, just very middle of the road, solid all round.
Yep.
One of my weaknesses as a teams player is trying to comprise a matchup that really synergizes with the other armies. I know individual matchups quite well, but in terms of how all of that pieced together, that's where my knowledge starts to fall short a little bit.
That's fair.
But certainly, I think they aren't likely to come up into any real compositions that they can't handle. But certainly, you look at some of these really, really high-performing teams, and they skew to the moon and back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think New Zealand is in general is we're still fairly new to WTC, right? So this is kind of one of the things where you see like the teams like the Sweden, like Poland, where they have a pattern that they want to fulfill, and like, okay, we want to get these into this kind of thing, so that means we actually need to skew harder into, we need AdMech for this, or we need this, they really go into like, these are our problems, let's solve them. Whereas we're kind of like, we don't have any problems to solve, but we're just not great at any one thing. It's like kind of like a different way of going about it, which isn't necessarily wrong. It's just, there's many ways that you can go about pairings. I don't think that, I agree. There's no glaring weaknesses. Obviously, there's always going to be some lists that are just going to be natively good into you. Like there'll be the odd things that are like, oh, we didn't think that there was going to be 20 of this. That's now an issue. Something like these meta calls that you can never. At this world stage, people like don't talk about certain things, or like if something is really strong, certain countries won't play it in actual tournaments, so there's not as much data on them, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly you also get people who are like, well, we're not going to take this very popular, very strong thing because it's a known quantity.
Yep.
Let's take something people don't know, don't expect, won't know how to play into.
It'll be harder to get practice reps into it.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
And that in and of itself can be really strong.
Yeah, no, exactly. Which is like another great thing about having like Ben and Cam have been on. Yes, they're on armies that are very prevalent, but the detachments that are on, which do play quite differently, that you're not going to get as many reps into, because then you're not getting reps into the detachments that most people are playing. So it's definitely, you get like a little bit of advantage from taking niche armies.
And I mean, I can say, having tested Death Guard a fair bit, that the difference in damage output between Victorum and Champions is night and day. Yep. It's like playing a different army, right?
Yeah.
Victorum wants to tank you and drag you down. But Champions is just going to come up and smash you.
Yeah, just slap you into the next round. Cool. Yeah. Well, with that, I'll bring up my cheeky little pod face thing. So we'll go into pods. we've already been going for a little over an hour, so we might not go into every
I'll go
list,
through
or if
these
we
a bit
do, we
quicker,
might
yeah.
speed run a little bit just so we
Yeah.
get through this video. But we have our first round opponents, which is Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Yep.
So I'll bring you Northern Ireland. There we go. Cool. I can drop you down now. So yeah, how the pod phase works is, yeah, you get seed 1, seed 2, seed 3, and seed 4 team in your pod, and then the seed 1 plays the seed 4, then the seed 3, then the seed 2, and then whoever comes out of pods is kind of like your placings for Swiss. So then we're the seed 2, so we play the seed 3 first, and then we play the seed 4, then we play the seed 1, which is Sweden. So that's kind of how it works. So that's how all this whole phase is about, is to try and get a seeding, an official seeding for the Swiss that happens afterwards. So these are our first 3 games. We know what mission we're playing. We know everything about that. And we know what armies we're playing against. But as soon as it goes into Swiss, we have no clue what the team we might play against, because it depends on the results of these games. So I believe we're playing... Do we know the missions? Does anyone in chat have the mission that we're playing Northern Ireland on?
I believe it's...
I think it's Supply Drop.
Supply Drop.
Yeah.
Supply Drop. Pretty sure it's Supply Drop.
Okay. So the most swingy of all the missions to start off WTC, which is very exciting.
I like Supply Drop.
Yeah, I know you like Supply Drop, but you're also just, I don't know. Like, it's fine, but it's just a weird way to play 40k, I find.
It's a fun way to play 40k.
Sweet. So let's just go over the whole team comp, and then maybe we can pick out 1 or 2 lists to dive into if there's something that speaks to us.
Sounds good.
Sweet. So for Northern Ireland, we have Andrew Beattie on Death Guard. We have Chris Mullen on Astra Militarum. Dylan Usher on... doesn't have his thing listed. He is on Chaos Knights.
Lords of Dread.
Then we have Harry McComb on Chaos Space Marines.
Renegade Raiders.
Yeah. Mark Morrow on Tyranids. Subterranean Assault.
Subterranean Assault.
Very fun. Then we have GSC with Nathan Cooper. Sam Lemon with Imperial Knights. And Stephen Halsey with Blood Angels. Which will be Liberators, surely. Oh, sorry, I still have this up. I need to get rid of it.
It says Blood Angels for me.
Blood Angels.
It is Liberator Assault Group.
Okay. We haven't looked at the Chaos Space Marines. Do you want to have a look at the CSM list?
He has Lieutenant with Combat Weapon. That's what I wanted to see. Moving on. Chaos Space Marines? Alright, let's have a look at it.
Let's have a look at that list. That sounds interesting to me. So it's Renegade Raiders. We've got Abaddon. Okay, so this is already starting off
interesting.
A bit different. Renegade Raiders, you get assault on all your guns, and if you're on an objective, you get +1 AP at what you're shooting at. If you're on an objective, if what you're targeting is on an objective, you get +1 AP, which is quite a strong army rule. It's like a base army rule. Like, it's quite good.
Only character Abaddon.
Badass way to
start. Immediately after Abaddon, 30 cultists.
Yeah, there's 3 cultists. But also, the most important thing is no army names, so he gets negative points for that. It's not even WTC.
True, yeah, he hasn't named it. That's disappointing.
It's 0 points there. So 3 units of cultists, 1 rhino, 3 units of bikes. Bikes do get access to a lot of the strats, so it's quite nice to have in this list. And bikes are also just quite good in CSM. 3 Predator Destructors, 2 Vindicators, 10 Possessed, 1 unit of Noise Marines, and 1 unit of Rubric Marines. Interesting. This is not what I expected when I thought Renegade Raiders was going to be.
Not at all. This is an interesting list. I'm glad we picked this out.
Yeah.
Just like Abaddon has a fully rolls to hit aura that stacks super well with the die packs.
Yep.
There's a lot of gun here.
Yeah.
A lot of gun.
You got
2 Vindicators,
5 good tanks. Yep.
The Noise Marine unit coming out of a Rhino and using the fully rolls to hit and wound, targeting something on an objective stratagem is nuts. They don't get die packs when they have gotten out, but if they just use the open top, then they do.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the bikes for mission scoring. You've got the cultists that can get a 4-up invul from Abaddon.
Yep.
to sticky objectives and screen. You've got a couple of units to trade with. You've got a big possessed unit that your opponent has to commit solid units into killing. And then you've got a lot of gun tanks to pick all that stuff up.
Yeah, yeah. I do really like the rubric unit because AP2 Flamers is very, very nice. Like it just really helps you clear an objective when you need to. Like it actually does really help there.
Especially also, if your opponent then tries to put something else into that objective and you just overwatch and toast them.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're getting this full wound rolls as long as you don't control the objective when you do it, which is pretty easy to navigate. And then you're getting AP2 Flamers, like you just chew through your opponent's stuff, which is really good. Yeah, and notably, no Soul Reaper in that unit.
Yeah, it's just all Flamer.
So it's designed just to be able to cook things off a point, and then be that Overwatch threat the next turn. I think you're dead right there.
Yeah.
Cool. Very explosive list. Very explosive list.
Like, lot of ability to come out fast with assault and everything, and just shoot down range with a lot of reliability from 4 rolls. Yeah,
very cool list. I'm digging that. Is there any other list from this 8-pack that you want to dive into?
The Astra Militarum Recon list.
Oh yeah. What we call the Dylan Supreme.
No, this takes what Dylan does and cranks it up to 11.
Oh, excellent.
So once again, no list name. Very disappointed, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Get your game together, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
This has Gaunt's Ghosts, Ursula Creed, 2 Cadian Castellans, 3 Cadian command squads, and a Catachan command squad. I don't even know what that does.
I'm pretty sure the Castellans give
cover.
Yeah,
so the Castellans give 4-back shoot and charge. So 4-back and shoot.
Yeah.
The Cadian command squads give sustained hits. I don't know what the Catachan command squad does.
The Cadian command squad also gives +1 OC, right? Like because they have.
Well, they can if they take the banner, the regimental standard, which they all do have.
Yep.
So are they all the same? Veteran Guardsman with Pistol and Fist. Yep. Master Vox. Medpack. Yeah. So they're all copy and paste, which is good. The regimental standard +1 OC. The Medpack restores D3 models. And they give sustained hits, and they give out 2 orders.
Yeah,
great
nice.
unit.
So you have all the orders in the world in this list is really what it is.
This list has more than enough infantry orders.
Yeah. So what about the battle line? What are we thinking here? What do we got here?
So we have, let's count them. 60 Cadian shock troops.
Yeah.
20, 40 Catachan jungle fighters in 2010-10.
Mm-hmm.
A 20-man Death Corps of Krieg. And then 2 units of 6 Bulgrins. A 10-man squad of Ratlings, and then 2 units of Attilan Rough Riders.
Are the Ratlings literally just there because they're like super cheap? Like 100 points is not super cheap, but it's like
no. If you wanted a cheap unit, you take 5 men.
But is it because so the 10-man is harder to like? You have to put like enough attacks to kill 10 Ratlings. Then it's like
I would bet good money that the 10-man Ratling squad is like, oh, I get first drop.
Yeah.
You can't infiltrate.
Just blanket it. Yeah.
Thank you. No infiltrate for you. Goodbye.
Yeah, very
because he does have 40 Catachans, which all want to scout.
Yep. And you want to lock down. Yeah.
I played into a very similar list to this quite recently in the Alpha League event with my Champions of Contagion.
Yep.
Very good match. There is a lot of like surprising damage.
Oh, okay.
And the plasma guns that you have, so I expect that all the Cadians have melter gun, plasma gun, and the command squads have
plasma pistol, 2 plasma pistols.
If they've all got standards and stuff, then they're all just guns.
It's just 2 pistols, so nothing crazy.
Yeah, so not quite as much damage as the list that I played into, but they've gone even harder on bodies. Yeah. And the 2 units of Bulgrins. This list basically just says, I bought some infantry models.
Yeah, it's some.
Yeah, I bought some infantry, man.
This guy's definitely using the 4-hour game rounds in WTC.
I hope that Chris Mullen is a very strong player because he's carrying close to 200, maybe 200 models.
Yeah, it's something close to it. Jeez, it's crazy. It's like it's cool. I love the concept. Like especially when everyone's taking so heavily to kill knights and stuff like that. Taking the inverse, really, really interesting call. Like
there are some armies that when this is on the table in front of them, it does not matter if they roll dice; they do not win.
Yep. Yep.
There is too many bodies. There is way too much OC. And the saves can get nuts. Like recon is you always get cover. If you have cover, you get +1 to your save.
Yeah.
You can also get +1 to your save from the order, take cover.
Yep.
So you hit
you can get to 3 up saves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah. 3 up save guardsmen when you have 200 of them is it's like Sisters of Battle, but you have 200 of them and they're expendable and they regrow. Every unit regrows.
They regrow. They have a reactive move.
Yeah,
it's
flat six
move.
as well, right?
They have a -2 to charge strat. They have a reactive 12-inch start of the reinforcement step area denial, which you slap that on a 20-man unit, which you've just strung across the game board, and they cannot drop.
Yeah.
There are things that this army just shuts down. They do not get to play the game of footy K. Do not pass go. You score very few points.
4 challenger cards.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, I'm going to contest every single one of your objectives every turn,
and
you are going to struggle to kill me.
Very cool list. Good call and great.
Very cool list.
So what do we think about the 8-pack in total then? So we've got Death Guard, Astra Militarum, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, right? Yep. CSM, Tyranids, and Blood Angels. It's got both big knights, right? Because it's got Chaos Knights.
Which is just strong. Yep. It's running Hammer Death Guard, which is good into knights because he's running just tanks.
Yep.
It's 2 units of Death Shroud, a lot of Virulence, 30 Poxwalkers, and tanks. Blood Angels is an aggressive pushing list with lots of melee, I'm guessing.
So,
some Sandguard, some Scouts, some Sternguard, and a Pulsar. Okay, so it's a little bit of a mixed arms, actually. Subterranean Assault, I've not actually seen play, but has some very cool stuff that it can do.
Yep, it can play really interesting.
Has some monsters, has some infantry. I think, like us, they've just gone for a couple of skews. Certainly, man, that Astralist skews. And then everything else is kind of...
even the CSM list, right?
More in the middle.
Like the CSM list, the 5 big hulls and then just mission play around it, and then the 10-man bracket possessed. Like,
I mean, I think it's skew for a Raiders list.
Yeah.
But in a hull meta, it's running a lot of non-invol tanks in a hull meta. So, I mean, its thing is damage.
It definitely wants to hunt into the other night lists, though, right? Like, if they can
get
into them,
if that list was to play something like our CK, I would expect that to be a really bad match because it's like, here's a War Dog, use multiple tanks to kill it.
Yep. I
kill multiple tanks.
Right, yeah.
Just having a quick peek at their CK, their Atropos, Abominant, Despoiler. So that is 5 big knights. Then their 10 demonettes, Nurglings. So they have gone big on the big knights. And their IK is Canis Rex, of course. Atropos, Lancer, 2 Helverins, Calidus, some agents, and a Navigator. Yep. So, I mean, you've got 2 armies that are running heavy big knights. You got, I mean, between the Death Guard, the IK, the CK, and the CSM, you have just tanks for days.
Yeah.
The Space Marine list is mostly infantry. I think there's a transport.
Yep. It's interesting for hull lists because you're not going to get pairings priority for all of them. So it's going to be interesting how they pair in their rounds as well because
very interesting.
It'll be quite cool to see the first couple of rounds of, obviously we'll see them round 1, but it'll be interesting to see how they develop that pairing strategy throughout the WTC as well. Be really, really cool to see.
It is I think that lineup might be stronger in a world where it's not so much of a hull meta, but I think a lot of people have gonna ticked for a lot of hulls, so that might hurt them. What is interesting though is that they've obviously got those 4 hull heavy lists, then the Astra Militarum and GSC, which are a lot of bodies.
Yep. So they can pen potentially with bodies as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got hull heavy, they got infantry heavy, and they got 2 that are kind of like middle of the road with the Tyranids and Space Marines.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Interesting lineup. Yeah. It's a good example of skewing. We'll see if they've skewed the correct way.
Yeah, that's the thing about skews though, is if you're going for skews, you have to be pretty spot on with your meta calls. Like,
yeah, yes, and you have to commit. You can't just like skew a little bit. You have to skew a lot, and they have done that.
Yeah,
so.
which is good. Yeah, really cool to see. Okay, next up, let's see. So next we have our United Nations game.
United Nations.
United Nations. United Nations. Beautiful. Cool. I'll rattle off the lists and then we can decide on a couple to look at. So we have Aaron Holmes on Death Guard, David Castro on Imperial Knights, Ed Watts on Eldari, Federico Ferrali, and apologies for any of these names that I pronounce incorrectly. Like, there is names from all over the globe.
You're so uncultured.
Yes, I am. Federico is playing Necrons. Junus is playing Blood Angels. Mark Crumbleholm on Chaos Knights, Peter Pear on Tyranids, and Zach Ventura on Thousand Suns. The
only pronunciation issue that I had there is you said Tyranids.
Oh, yeah, instead of Tyranids, yeah. Yeah. Hey, not too bad.
Just beelining straight to the things that interest me the most is the IKCK Death Guard. IK is Canis, Castigator, Castellan, Crusader, 3 Helverins, so 4 bigs, 3 little.
And also the name 4 big boys for the win. Not a bad name. Like, it's it's got effort in there. Good effort in there.
And then the name of the CK is Garage Days Nights.
Ooh.
So they're like supposed to be a D's. You could spell nights a bit more like nuts, and then it would have been. Yeah, I think that's maybe what he's going for. I don't know. Yeah. Lancer, Despoiler, and 4 dogs.
Despoiler with Gatling Thermal. Both Despoilers are mixed arms.
Oh, they're not double Gatling?
No, they're
interesting.
Yeah, Thermal and Gatling. So having a bit of a mix there. So definitely trying to be a bit more situational.
Yeah, they're Infernal Lance. Infernal Lance is the same one that we're running. Very solid.
Yep, that's good.
It looks like they have actually put like little summaries of their lists at the top as well when I load them up. Maybe it's something else.
I think that's just because you're looking at it through the Basler link, right? So like,
I'm on DB lists.
Right. Yeah. So I think yours just works slightly differently because I'm on BCP.
Contagion, Virulence, Death Shroud. So the Death Guard is Hammer with Contagion, Lord of Virulence, Death Shroud, triple Bloat Drones, a Hellbrute. Interesting. 3 Blight Haulers, 3 Plague Crawlers, 20 Poxwalkers. So not quite as many hulls as the Northern Ireland Death Guard list, but still a lot of hulls.
Yep, definitely.
So 3 hull heavy lists.
3 very hull heavy lists.
The Necrons has Awakened. I think this one is
an Awakened list. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah. I don't get the list name.
But it's probably in a different language, so
yeah. Well,
that's because we're uncultured, not the other way around. Like, what have we got here? Necron Master.
So you've got your Warrior brick, and you've got your 2 Wraith bricks, and then some
bunch of characters.
Trash. No real damage. I mean, the Warrior brick can hurt. Like you go like, reroll hits and. 8 Luminal Zaris gives maybe 2, and then you can, the whole lot of lethal hits with 4 rolls to hit. Like there's chip damage there.
The most notable thing is it's 1 unit of 20 warriors and 2 units of wraiths, right? Like,
so this is actually is this list that only has no it has 2 technos. Yeah. One of them has Veil, which is interesting. Like I guess maybe he had the points to just chuck Veil in there.
Yeah, fair.
It's so cute. 2 animators. Yeah. So I mean, look, you probably have one of the wraiths and one of the warriors are supported by reanimators, and then maybe you like teleport the other wraith into a interesting position where it maybe doesn't have reanimator support but jams some other stuff up.
Yep.
There's very little damage in this list. It's it's a lot of chip damage. So if you can't kill it, you can't kill it.
Yeah.
It's awakened. You shoot it, it heals.
Yeah.
It's their command phase, they heal.
Yeah.
It's the Ghost Arc, the warriors heal.
Yeah, heal. You have resorbs, they heal.
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah, I mean if you can't deal with the units, you can't auto-see them, anything like that, then they will just control primary score points, make your life annoying.
Yeah. How the 20-man warriors can work as well. Like, if you haven't played against it, it's great to get a rep into it however you can, because the amount of different tricks you can do with them, with like pulling, so coherence, you can pull things. You can do so many tricks because you know you can get them back. You can do a lot of fun things with them to really manipulate games. It just really takes a lot of practice to be able to be good at that, but once you can get good at it, it can be very, very interesting and quite a cool way to play. Like,
when you watch how some of the masters play with those Necron Warrior bricks, the amount of movement you get out of them, very surprising.
Yep.
Also, the ability to the way you fall back and charge, you charge things, and you just swing your unit out to the side to push them up the side of the board. Because so long as if a warrior can't base, but it can end closer.
Yep.
You just go, hey, I was 10 inches away from you. Now I'm 9.9 inches away from you, and I've moved 10 inches.
Yeah, so you get your base movement, then you get your charge, then you get effectively like an extra 6 inches as long as you kind of like swing around in like a bit of an orbit.
It's a risky way to play them because you just need to know what units can deal with your units.
Yep.
And if you can neutralize those or avoid the matchups where there's lots of them, then you're pretty happy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think knights love the warrior brick unless you're playing into like double Gatling despoiler with sustained, and then it's a bit.
It's dicey though. I still don't know if that does it. Like you still have to
roll. Oh no, well it doesn't one tap it, especially because the Royal Warden's going to be given that unit stealth.
Ah, nice.
And they all have a 4-up invul from Orokin.
Yep.
But if you get 2 activations into the Necron Warriors, you got them.
Yep. Yep. Now let's have a look at the Eldari list, since we haven't looked at an Eldari list yet. I think that would be pretty interesting.
Good old aspect host. I like to hurt things.
Yeah. Ed Watts.
Ed Watts. All my
factions were taken. Team UN. I like it. I like it. I like the honesty, just be straight up. I like it. Okay, what have we got? So we got Aspect Host. We got Eldred Ulthran to get the extra CP. We got Fugan, Janezar, and Lycus.
Yes, Lycus.
Yeah, I like calling them Lycus, but I withheld at least for a little bit. 2 units of Corsair Void Reavers, a Wave Serpent, a unit of 10 Fire Dragons, a unit of 5 Howling Banshees, 2 units of 5 Rangers, 1, 2, 3 units of 10 Hawks.
30 Swooping Hawks is nuts.
Yeah. 1, 2 singular War Walkers, and then 2 units of Warp Spiders to finish it off. 30 Swooping Hawks. I know a couple of people have taken 30 Swooping Hawks. This is not the only list that's done it. There's quite a few.
Are there? Okay.
Yeah, I think Liam VSL has 30 Swooping Hawks in his list as well. I think it's just so you can dump mortals into things, right? Like it's like this kind of thing, and then you can move block and play with it. Like
you stack the buffs in Aspect Host, and this can actually be scary.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Because you shoot them with a War Walker. Now all their guns have AP.
Yep.
You 1 CP and an Aspect Shine. You have 2 of them, so you spend you spend 1, and you have sustained and ignore cover because they already have lethal. And now you're spitting out, like you come out, you deal an average of 5 mortal wounds to something, and then you shoot a lot of gun with some buffs, and you do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and then you also are move blocking at the same time, right? You still like have 10 guys that are just like positioned in a way to be an issue. They can flip an objective depending on what you're playing against, and all sorts of different stuff. And then you can do that 3 times. Like it's pretty good.
The Warp Spiders are great at mission play
Yep.
and can really, really, really hurt some units. Rangers are good skirmishers. Very cheap.
Yep, definitely. Same with the Corsair, like just cheap units for what they are. Good OC dumps if you need them.
Yeah, I mean, they're better holding a safe objective than anything else.
Yep, but they can also
they're not going
to come out of the wave super late game and just spew onto an objective late game if you need it. Like they can do stuff. Like
the Fire Dragons are going to be in the Wave Serpent.
Yeah, for the most part, 10 Fire Dragons with Fugan is like, yes, knights, you will die. At least one knight will definitely be dead.
Well, I mean, that's the issue that I've found with the 10-man Fire Dragon and Fugan unit, is it's kind of hard to trade that. Like, if you look at its points, 220 plus 120, so it's a 340-point unit. If that thing comes out and kills a knight, that's kind of a one-for-one trade.
Yeah, you've broken even.
Really? You know?
Yeah.
And then, like, so I don't think this list wants to play into knights.
No, I don't think so either. Like, yes, you can do some mortals, but like you'll get tabled if you try and do that. Like, if you just send everything out, yes, you kill maybe 2 knights, but the rest of the army just tables you. Like,
yeah, I don't know if this is looking for any specific matchups in the current meta. Maybe it is. I mean, I guess some of the things about these Eldari lists is you can just completely misunderstand them.
Yeah.
You know, like Liam Versal's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
But also didn't do super great at the last WTC with his
he still did all right, but he didn't show up to his level maybe.
Sometimes it's not an onion. Sometimes it's just like, oh, this is actually just what it looks like.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You know?
Coolest though, like love seeing like a bunch of the special characters. It's really nice seeing that a lot of them are viable, which is really nice to see.
And let's be fair, I doubt the United Nations teams turning up and going, hey, we're gonna like do 110% smash this event, right? Like they're there because they love the game and they're filling a gap. And
I would love to get one of the UN guys on for a chat, just because I'd love to see how they actually figured out their lists and everything. Like, how did they go about that conversation? Because obviously getting people from all over the globe to like work together can be difficult, right? Just time zones can be difficult, all sorts of stuff. It'd be really interesting in how they actually, was it just we had like a ladder and this guy wanted to play this, so then this guy can't play that, so then he plays this, and then just like go down the chain, or was it like a really communal thing? It would be really interesting. So if anyone watches this that happens to be there, I'd be.
Nobody watches this, Chris.
That is very true. Hey, I at least have had 4 different people on the stream. But yeah, like
is Cam still here, or is he gone?
The idea of it's really cool.
Just looking at a couple other their lists, the Tyranids is Invasion Fleet.
Oh, yeah.
It's reasonably monster heavy. It's double Norn, double Exocrine, couple of Orions, a big Neurothrope unit with a Neurotyrant, I would expect. So a lot of infiltrators and big monsters. So interesting mix there.
Another big monster list. Yep, interesting.
Yep. Liberator Assault on the Space Marines is Dante and Death Company dudes. As I said, Lieutenant with combo weapon. Nice. Good to see him turning up in every Space Marines list we've looked at so far.
Dream.
Bunch of Assault Intercessors, bunch of Death Company, bunch of Sandguard.
Yeah.
It's just a melee smash time list.
Yep. No guns whatsoever, just full aggression.
I'm going to charge stuff, and I'm going to do it with really efficient, really hard-hitting data sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
The T-Sins list is called Womp Womp, and it's Grand Coven, Magnus, Exalted Sork on disc with double Doombolt, Infernal Master with Crystal, Infernal Master, and then Sork with Vortex.
Nice.
Has 3 units of Rubrics, has 2 units of 10 Zangors, 2 units of Big Enlightened, 3 Vortexes, and a Rhino.
Yep.
So
again, kind of like
different style, similar core. But like, as I said, like the question you ask is how many Needle of Vortex pieces are you taking? This person said 3.
Yep.
So that leaves them with less room for other stuff.
But you have a bit better like objective play, especially early game. So it's like, it's interesting.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's like the 2 Zangor are big man squads. Or the Zangor Enlightened, I should say, are big man squads. He has the 2 regular Zangors, one of which I expect will probably be sitting on his home most of the game. He doesn't have, like, outside of the Vortex piece, a lot of trading pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I mean, like, it's another style list. I think I prefer the style list that our team's taking.
Yep.
Which I think just has a little bit more of a clapback.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like taking. Yeah, I agree. Like, you kind of need to be able to make sure that you can check that damage box when you need to, and like the more things you pull away from that.
Still a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's T-Suns.
Yeah.
But you know, like,
it means you can lose one or two extra pieces.
If they can deal with 2 Mutalith Vortex Beasts, they can probably deal with a third.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe in dealing with the first 2, you then killed all those units, and now, I mean, the Mutalith Vortex Beasts aren't the most important thing on the list. So.
No, exactly. But it's also interesting, like, that comp is quite different to ours, right? So, like, you know, having things built differently is just totally
similar core, different hats.
Yeah, no, exactly. Really cool pack, 8-pack here though. Like, seeing Blood Angels here is quite nice. Like,
yeah.
They
don't have a lot of skews though. I mean, apart from their big knights, you know, Necrons as a kind of, I mean, it's a very traditional Necron Awakened list, just without any damage pieces. Yeah. You know, like, he's taken more scoring stuff instead of damage stuff. You know, T-San's kind of a similar style list. Eldari, kind of a similar kind of style Eldari list.
Yeah, I would say it's just a bunch of good stuff lists, right? Like, it's just a bunch of good, like, good quality 40k playing lists. I wouldn't even see CK/IK as a skew because so many teams have taken both. So it's like,
yeah, and I mean, big knights are just good knights at the moment.
Yeah.
So I would go so far as to say these actually look like kind of nearly singles lists.
Yeah, tweaked,
right?
But like, not. Yeah, but close.
Nearly singles lists.
Yeah.
I think yeah. Like, in Tyranids, you'd probably lose some of the infiltrators and some of the big stuff for just more bits, but. Yeah.
Same with the Blood Angels, you probably take a little bit of gun just to, like...
Yeah.
But, like, I agree.
But also, you see plenty of just pure melee Blood Angels lists.
Yeah, that's true. Same with the Death Guard, like the hammer lists are just being really popular. Yeah.
Just good dummies.
Yeah, so let's move on to our last one then. I think this will be a really good game for us. Again, we don't know the power level of this team because it's a bunch of kind of unknowns. Like, they're all known players, but we don't know them going together. But now we're on to Sweden. Yep.
Yeah, cool. I didn't know whether you were saying.
I was saying UN was as a bunch of unknowns. Sweden we know are very, very strong. Like, they are a very good team. They do very well. So for their team, we have Andreas on Thousand Suns, we have Axel on Eldari, we have Bjorn on Chaos Knights, Emil on Death Guard, Jesper on Space Wolves, Joel Larsson on World Eaters, we have Jonathan on Adepta Sororitas, and Olaf on Leagues of Votan. He has the upgraded version of your name with a double S.
I don't think that's better. I think the more S's you add, the worse it gets.
I see. It's funny how it's also Joel. Like, when I read that, I was like, the first time I was like, wait, that is way too similar.
Double click, didn't you?
Yeah. So again, very kind of similar to the last one. Obviously, a bit more aggressive. We've got the Space Wolves World Eaters, so double, like, kind of aggressive lists there. Sisters is an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at. So they're running a Champions of Faith attachment, which is what's what I'm looking for? The Christmas.
The Grotmas one. Yep, the
Grotmas. It's a Grotmas attachment, which got a lot better in the recent update.
Yes,
so
very much did.
At the start of the list, I see. So looking at the top of the list, the name is 2025 Sisters greater than 2024 Sisters. You can't convince me of that because Bringers of Flame was busted.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a height last year.
Bringers of Flame didn't do very well last year, though. Like, it was one of the more solved lists at the WTC, like, at 2024.
Oh, yeah, no, but WTC, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, right, okay, that makes sense. If he's talking about WTC 2025 versus WTC 20, I was just meaning as in, like, the year as a whole.
Sure, yeah.
Bringers of Flame were a problem last year for a lot of things.
Yeah, fair. So
Um,
what have we got? You want to go through it?
so at the top of the list, I see Triple Hospitalia, which means I expect to see 30 Sacrosands later in this list.
Yep.
Junith Arada for some CP farm. Val, classic. Battle Sister Squad, Double Immolator, a 3-man Arco unit.
Nice.
Triple Castigator with autocannon, battle cannon.
It's pretty standard. Yep.
Dude, oh my god, 30 Sacrosands. Cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah. A Dominion squad and Paragon War suits, of course, because you're running Val.
Yep. Makes sense.
Those.
So you can split the Dominions and the Sisters and the Immolators.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice.
They strip cover and then you shoot stuff with tanks.
Yep.
And the what are they running for melee weapons on the Sacrosands? Spear and mace. Okay, so a lot of maces, which is the AP1 damage too.
Ooh, yeah.
So not a lot of AP. But
the damage
they have
too,
lethals.
Which is pretty
they
big,
have lethals, yeah. Which lets them punch up a little bit, especially like if you're playing into a high toughness meta.
Yep.
The lethal hits helps them swing.
It actually does hurt them a lot though, because as soon as you go to basically no AP, like they do kind of just whiff, especially if you can put them into 2 armor, 2 up save, like they just do nothing then at that point. But
and I think they're strength 4 actually.
Strength 4 or 5, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Celestian Sacrosands, I think the halberds are 5 and the maces are 4. Yeah. Halberd is 5-2-1, mace is 4-1-2 lethals.
Yeah.
And
I do think it's the correct
halberd has sustained. I mean, I think depending on what you're playing into, they're both solid. I honestly think it actually doesn't matter that much because you're not running the Sacrosands to do damage. You're running them because they're -1 to wound, 3 up save, 4 up invul, 1 wound.
Yeah.
And you can dump miracle dice to get D3+1 back a turn.
Yeah.
And they can have, they get the detachment rule, which just hands out buffs to units.
Yeah, it doesn't cost miracle dice anymore, so it
does not cost miracle dice anymore. And I'm just going to check what the buffs are from memory.
Let's bring it up.
+1 move, +1 leadership, or +1 weapon skill and ballistic skill. Of weapons equipped by Sisters, Sacrosands, and Warsuits.
So you get all of the buffs, right? Like, yeah. So they're a bit more consistent. 1-inch move is not like the most exciting thing in the world. It's not bad.
And like the buffs on their own aren't outstanding. But I think it combos with some of the stratagems, right? Yeah. Like you can get a 5. So you get a 5+ feel no pain on Sacrosands. It's any. No, it's 2 mortals. Okay, well that's not so good.
Oh, you can give the Sacrosands sustained as well for 1 CP, so you can give lethal and sustained.
Well, that's why you take the maces then, right? Because there's no point in having it when you have the. It's ore.
Yeah, it's sustained all.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you could give them whichever rule they don't have.
Yeah.
If they take halberds, you give them lethals. Yeah. Strength characteristics.
You can make them AP2. That's huge.
Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah. Okay, so I think maces are definitely better there.
Hitting 2-2 is better than hitting 3-1.
Yeah.
Um,
Strength 5 AP2 maces is pretty good.
Highland Consolidate better.
It's a cool list.
1 from the hit roll and 1 from. No, that's weird. Fell back.
It's definitely a kind of list that just wants to kind of have its side of the board and be like, hey, let's just go for a 10-10 and shake on it and go get a beer kind of style. Like you can't deal with me very easily. I can't deal with you very easily. I can control some shooting lines with the guns that I have. So you can't just come out at me because I do have some damage to push back at you with Val, Immolators, and the Castigators. And then I can gunk you up a little bit. But like...
Yeah, I mean, if you play too aggressively, they can bonk you really hard. But if you, if you don't come out, they don't come out.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I mean, the sacrosynths are really annoying, and they're annoyingly durable.
Yep.
But there are some things that can just be like, hey, I can kill 10 infantry bodies with a 4-up invul and minus onto wound.
Yep.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
1 activation. Gone.
20 blood claws will probably do it.
Yeah, I expect so.
Yeah. Yeah, cool list though. Cool list.
Yeah.
What else have we got in this 8 pack that's interesting?
Let's just see how many big knights they took.
Oh yeah.
So the name of the CK list is the Big Beautiful Build.
Oh.
With the word big in there, I expect to see big knights. Despoiler.
Double Gatling,
triple
Gatling. Nice.
Okay, so he's only Gatlings. And this is Infernal Lance, so that's the Dark Pack kind of style one.
Mm-hmm.
3 Carnies, a Stalker, Beast, Noogling, Rotigus.
Nice.
Interesting little flex there.
Yeah.
I was 1 big knight short, so then seeing Rotigus at the bottom, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting, it's still Infernal Lance though. So because Rotigus pairs really well with the Dread detachment for the OC5 sticky, because with the -1 OC aura from Rotigus, that can be an absolute pain. So yeah, so it's quite cool to see him in Infernal Lance as well and see how it is. Like, he's still -1 OC and then effectively +1 damage for himself is still very good. Like Rotigus on his own is just a very good include into a lot of lists right now.
Their Death Guard list is a little interesting. It's Hammer, but it's a very Death Shroud heavy Hammer list. They've got 3x3 Death Shroud, each with a lot of Contagion. The Lord of Virulence with the Lone Op, of course, and then 3 Blight Drones with Blight Haulers, with Blight Launchers, 3 Blight Haulers, 2 Plague Bursters, and 3x10 Poxwalkers. Yeah. So similar, like again, it's not super vehicle heavy. The interesting part of the detachment, obviously, being that you just pick units and put them in Contagion, means that screening the Death Shroud is a miserable exercise, but totally doable. Yeah. Hammer's what I started playing first when I looked at Death Guard, and then I kind of realized by the end of the game, I was like, I mean, the Death Shroud Terminators in Hammer are just not the same unit as the Death Shroud with the Lord Terminators and Contagion. It's different units.
Yeah, they still do hit really hard though. Like they
do,
like,
absolutely,
they do hit
but
really hard.
There's no damage buffs. You don't have. I like to have a damage button.
Yeah, you can. So a button you can push. Like, I really need this dead right
damage.
Now. Yeah.
Damage.
Yeah. Exactly. I know what you mean, but
they
are still like for 250 points. You do get a lot of damage for those 250 points, though. Like it's still
and a reasonable amount of durability.
Yep.
I just find that by the time you really want to commit those Death Shroud units, it's actually not super hard to get a lot of stuff in your opponent's army into Contagion range.
Yep.
Especially if they're playing the game of 40k.
Yeah.
It's your ability to be like, hey, that unit you have screening your backfield, you better 6-inch screen that. And some armies just go, okay, a 6-inch screen.
Yeah.
And then you go, good, and you keep that there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, oh boy, I'm going to pick that unit, I'm going to come in.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. It's a cool list. I like it.
How many Vortex Beasts in the T-Suns list? 0. Oh my god.
Ooh,
no one. Sorry, there's one. I missed it.
So Exalted Sword with Lord of Forbidden Law, Infernal Master with Vortex, Magnus, Sorcerer with Umbrellific, Sorcerer without anything, 2 Shamans, 4 units of Rubrics, 1 Rhino, a Forge Fiend, so that's something interesting and new, 1 Vortex Beast, 8 and 3 Bowgoats, and then 2 units as Angles. So Forge Fiend, I do think they're quite interesting. Being able to up their AP so they just ignore saves is pretty nice. Like getting them to AP 5 can be pretty brutal. Giving them reroll hits can also be very good. Otherwise they're just, they have
a trash data sheet roll. It's the suppression roll.
It is the suppression roll, but they're only 140 points. Like for what you get, like the buffs that you can stack on them is still quite good. Like
Yeah, but does it do more damage than? Well, I suppose it's much cheaper than a rubric and a character.
Yeah.
A sorcerer and a unit of rubrics is 175. A forge fiend's 140.
Yeah, and it's just a smaller package. Also, like, nice to be able to reserve it and then bring it on and then temporal surge it to get like interesting angles. Like, it's cool stuff you can do with it.
And it's more durable.
Yep. And also
And
3 shots with
range.
blast, so you can actually deal with hordes a bit better as well. Not that T-Suns have a huge
Oh,
issue with
T-Suns
hordes.
struggle with the hordes.
Yeah, that's true. I said it and then I just recovered.
Yeah, you don't mean it.
I didn't need to say that. But yeah, no, cool list though. And again, still got Magnus in it. Like, love seeing, like, Magnus is great when he's on the table. Like, I quite like it when he's good. And I love Magnus right now because he's good, but he's not
if he has
oppressive.
actual nipples.
Yes. No,
If your Magnus doesn't have
nipple
actual nipple, no, not the nipple horns. Actual nipples.
Oh, you want to see
actual Magnus nipples?
Jonty's cock and Magnus's nipples.
Yeah,
that's
my ideal list.
That's your ideal 40k.
And then I have to. So I'll find a way to make each demon Primarch sexy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what do we think of this 8-pack then? Sweden obviously very, very strong. Have a fairly even, again, like, nothing super crazy. Like, Sisters obviously is a bit of a skew pick. Votan is not super popular, but like, got the CK, got the Space Wolves, which are really popular, got the Death Guard, got the T-Suns. Eldari was surprisingly popular. What's on the Eldari list?
Just on their Space Wolves, it's a list that is nearly identical to Finn's list from our team.
Nice.
But they're running Saga of the Beastland.
Oh, cool. Yep. Okay.
It's got two, instead of the Lancer and Annihilator, it's double Annihilator.
Yep.
They are 2x3 Thunderwolf Cav rather than 2x3 1x6, and instead they have a unit of head takers. They have the 10-man Wolfguard Terminators, but they have some guns in there.
Yeah.
Yes, 20 Blood Claws with Ragnar. It's a very similar.
It's very similar,
list.
Yeah. Interesting that it's such a similar list, but being in a different detachment.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it plays. He hasn't taken any of the enhancements, which I find interesting, but almost all the characters he's running are named characters.
Yeah, the ones that would take enhancements anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, you've got 2 Iron Priests and my Chad bro friend Lieutenant with combo.
The lad.
Yeah. So far out of the four Space Marines lists in our pod, we have 4 for 4 on Lieutenant with combo weapons. Fantastic.
Yeah. Cool list though. Cool list. And then it's a war host for this Eldari list.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So we got Baharoth, Eldrad, Hugin, Morgan Ra, and a Solitaire. We got no battle line, but we've got a Wave Serpent. We got a unit of 5 Reapers, 3 Falcons, a unit of 10 Dragons, 2 units of 5 Dragons, 2 units of Rangers, and then a big Swooping Hawks and a small Warp Spiders. 25 Dragons is definitely, I want to make sure I have enough anti-tank. Like,
yeah, interesting that he's got Falcons though.
Yes, questionable.
Because they're more expensive. Well, so they have the fire support rule, but they have a smaller smaller transport capacity.
Yeah, right.
So they give reroll wounds to something disembarked and shot the same target.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So it's just direct fire.
Which traditionally you had seen in the Azimin unit, which they aren't running.
Yep.
And instead, like, you're going to see Morgan Ra in a unit of Dark Reapers. I think Morgan Ra is the worst Phoenix Lord, which is reflected in his points being 100 points. He's also the cheapest, I understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a place for him, right? Like, I think he hands out a Battle Shock test and maybe... I know he does like an AoE mortals on a 5+ or something to units around the target he shot. It's like blazing shrapnel or something like that. It's like on a 5+, that unit is hit by like blazing shrapnel.
Yeah, so he's got after he's shot, a unit has to do a battle shock test subtracting 1, and then if he's leading a unit, which will lead the Reapers surely. After selecting targets for the unit's attacks, if every attack targets the same unit, roll 1d6 for each for the target unit for the target unit and 1d6 for every other enemy unit within 3 inches of that unit. On a fire, the unit being rolled for is struck by explosive debris, and then they take D3 mortals. So it's like on a 5-up, it kind of explodes mortals around. It's actually not bad. Like,
yeah, explosive debris rather than burning shrapnel, but I was pretty close.
You were surprisingly close for a niche pick. I'm impressed. His gun's also quite good though. Like 6 shots at 722 with dev wounds and ignores cover. It's not bad.
It's cute.
It's cute, yeah.
But I mean, like, it comes out of a falcon. It gets 4 rolls to wound. It gets back into the falcon if it wants.
Yep.
This is a detachment where 2 things can get back into cars because you've got Skyborn Sanctuary and you've got Fire and Fade.
Yep.
So
it's definitely trying to play that kind of bitsy game quite a bit.
Yeah. It's just very bits and pieces.
Yeah. It's definitely he's fine-tuned this to what he needs it to do, and we won't know what it needs to do until we've seen it play.
Yeah. The biggest criticism that I have of the Falcons is that the move shoot move into transports is really effective at just not engaging with your opponent and just having transports behind a wall that's hard to engage with, and units going to come out, shoot, get back in, and you can't shoot the transport. The Falcons encourage you to put that unit in line of sight in order to get the wound rerolls. Yeah. So they encourage a more engaging playstyle.
Yeah.
Which has some ups and downs.
It means you can still play quiet, and then if they overextend a little, then you have the extra damage when you need it. Like I can see it. I can see where it's where it can be very useful. But yeah, I agree. Like, you're kind of wasting potential by
Warhost as opposed to Aspect Host doesn't have as much damage buttons. So and rerolls. So having the ability to come out Falcon reroll wounds, there is some
definitely.
It'll be interesting to see how it does.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And again, Sweden's a very strong team, so I'm expecting great things.
Yeah, very interesting place, Eldari.
Yeah,
a lot of nerfs they've copped recently. So, World Leaders Demonkin.
This is old Mr. Last On.
Yeah, I played this in the final round of NZTC.
Yep.
And that was when the Summoned by Slaughter stratagem was outside of engagement range.
Yeah, it still is for WTC, I believe.
It's so much. Oh, is it?
Yep. That was in the most recent FAQ, so yeah, it's still...
Right. Of course it was. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so what have we got? We got
I expect you won't see any of them after that.
We've got a Master of Execution, 3 Master of Executions. Crazy. 3 units of Bloodletters, so they can be summoned in. 2 units of Horn Berserkers, a Rhino, 2 Rhinos, a unit of Bloodcrushers for the Juggerlord, triple Forge Fiends, and double Jackals.
Yeah. So very, very different style of list. What does the 3rd Mo go into?
I don't think he does.
Berserkers.
Unless he can attach to Jackals. I doubt it.
I'm gonna find out. It's a completely different style of World Leaders list to the one that we're running. This is the style of World Leaders list that wants to play a bit more of a tactical game and relying on that super good strat to bring in Bloodletters in places that really mess with your opponent. Master of Executions can only lead Zerks.
Yeah, so definitely just on his own.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Blade of Endless Bloodshed. That's the one I think that the enhancement that guarantees
it's
you
+2 strength, +1 AP, +1 damage or something. It's crazy what it does. It's very strong. It's one of the best of the...
Oh yeah, +1 attack, strength, and damage. Each time you destroys an enemy unit with a melee attack, do not... Oh, right, yeah. So we were both right. It's the one where you get bonus to all your stats, but also you don't roll to get the Blood Tithe, you just get it.
Yeah. That's quite nice.
I didn't realize they were 1 enhancement. Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah. It's 30 points, so it isn't cheap, but...
You pay for it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's good.
Yeah.
Damage 3 just whipping around is nice.
This list wants to play a lot more disruptively rather than a lot more raw damage.
Yeah.
And the Forge Fiends are just great because you can. I think Summon by Slaughter is limited to once per battle round.
Yeah. So
yeah. So you can't obviously kill something in shooting, bring them in, and then kill something in fighting and bring them in.
Yeah.
But having the option to do it in either phase is really nice.
Yeah. One thing I think this army really is weak against is the big hulls. Like, I know you can have access to lethal hits, but one, it's not guaranteed. And like, yes, Forge Fiends are okay, but they're strength 10. If you go into toughness 10 or 11, like, it can get real dicey real quickly. And like, nothing in this list is really just like choose through like a large amount of hulls.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is a weakness. You need to put 2 Forge Fiends to take into a small knight to take it down in rapid fire range.
Yeah.
So if it's, I mean, it's helpful that a lot of the lists that we're seeing with knights are heavy on the bigs, but I think this is an example of a list that would struggle into little knights come out. You have to commit into them. Do the big knights kill you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ryan's list in the New Zealand team, like, I think we'll just eat this apart. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think Ryan's list will do very well into people who have just taken a lot of big knights and not very many small.
Yep. Because you got
especially
to trade
a
big
small
knight
knight
for a
will
small,
kill other small knights. You know, like you put a carnivore into any other small knight and it should kill it. You know, has a very good chance of killing it.
Yep.
Definitely. And they even hurt big knights. You know, now that big knights are T11. You know, you get a carnivore into a big knight, and you can chip a lot of damage off that thing.
Yep, you definitely can. That's like I like. But again, this is kind of like the things like if you know you got a bit of Perrin's priority, this Corn Demon Kid list can actually still ace things though, right? It can still push into what it needs, but it does definitely need some protection against those more hull lists. Like I could be completely off with this, but like that's from like looking at it, nothing is like strength 10 or above. And yes, lethals are a thing, but there's also no rerolls, so it's like it's an interesting one.
Checking out this Legs of Votan list.
Oh yeah.
Actually quite similar to ours, to the list that Hugh's running.
Yeah.
Instead of you've got an Iron Master and
a champ,
and a champ instead of the 3 champs.
Yep.
You have 2 units of Hearthkin Warriors, 3 Sages, same number of Sages.
Yeah, same number of Berserks.
5, 10, 10 Berserks, same number of Berserks. 2 Hecatonks with conversion beams, same number of Hecatonks.
Yeah.
3 and 6 bikes, same number of bikes. And then this one has a unit of Jaegers.
Jaegers, yeah.
I think, like, I may well be missing some really nice tech that Hugh's got in his list, but I think just having a unit of Jaegers in this list,
it just evens it out.
It just changes. It changes it.
Yeah, just evens out your bads a little bit. I think, which can be really nice.
It prevents you from being like scout cucked.
It definitely does. Yeah.
And I mean I expect the Iron Master's probably actually running solo just to heal the tanks. Like he's probably just in a Sage or something and comes out.
Starts in a Sage and then just goes out. Could be an action monkey. He's still like a bunch of OC, right? He's still like OC4. There's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean he could start in a Sage or one of the 5 Zergs start in a Sage, but
sure, yeah.
I mean either way, he's probably not going any great distance. He's probably hanging around with the vehicles.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to slap some paint back on him.
Interesting that came to a very similar place to Hugh though.
Actually remarkably similar list, but also different in a key way with those Jaegers.
Yeah, Jaegers do definitely change games a lot, right?
Yeah, a 10-man infiltrating unit you can just block out.
Yeah, you can be pretty cheeky with
and then to have an inbuilt reactive move as well is quite cute.
Yeah, which is just nice. Cool. So for the 8-pack though, like we have quite a bit of vehicles actually. Like even the World Eaters with triple Forge Fiends. The Sisters with the 5 hulls effectively. The Votan has a lot of hulls.
And then the Vorgons.
Yeah, and the Valgons, yep. The Chaos Knights.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Death Guard,
Eldari with
you know,
yeah, four big hulls, you know, which is not a
4 hulls, yeah.
yeah, 4 hulls, but
Oh,
like
man,
they're also
hulls for
like
Eldari.
Wave Serpent chassis are huge, right? Like they're a big, like the Falcon model
Oh,
is
yeah.
quite big, especially on
But, yeah.
WTC. Like
Absolutely, and they have so many spindly bits.
so, like not necessarily skewed to lots of hulls, but definitely I agree with you. Like hull meta is very much prevalent here, like very prevalent here in this team comp.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting then that with the number of hulls they have and the non-typically hull kind of lists, their Mortarian's hammer is one, you know, like not nearly as hull heavy as it could be.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I mean I would prefer to run that style of Death Guard myself.
Yeah,
with more Death Shroud in it, but yeah, just a really interesting composition.
It's cool, and again, like they know something. They're a very competent team. They always place very highly. I think they came third or fourth last year, so they did very well.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
they know what they're doing. They pair very aggressively, and they have a team comp that's designed to pair aggressively. I think, and I think that's the whole idea. They have some good, like the World Eaters List can also probably go into a bad matchup and still scrape in quite a few points because of how the kind of tricks that it can do. They're not even gotchas. You can know everything they can do, and you can still stand on a bunch of rakes, right, and get hit in the face just because, oh fuck, I killed this thing in this phase instead of that phase, so now you can bring this in and flip primary or what have you. You know, like there's a lot of.
Well, I mean, we hope that our people play with full information on the table, and it's a game of gentlemen where you have 100%. A conversation at every point and everyone talks about their intent and
exactly, but you might just accidentally roll hot and kill a unit when you should have only killed 5 out of the 10, right? You know,
so long as you always knew that it was a risk, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would never assume anyone wouldn't play like that. But like even with full information, you can still just accidentally like do something, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna charge this thing, and then I actually killed the transport when I like with my Iron Hair Champ. Damn, I wasn't supposed to do that, or you know, whatever it might be. Like,
sure.
Or you desperate escape with a unit and it dies, and you didn't realize, and you didn't think about the repercussions of what if there was 10 bloodletters right here. You know, stuff like that. There's all sorts of different things, right? Like, it's just there's so many options with that list, which I think is where it becomes tricky.
Yeah, I mean that's going into that the match that I had at NZTC with that list. I genuinely did not know how to like really. I played far more cautiously in that match than I would normally. Just having no experience into Codex World Eaters and equally no experience into Khorne Demon King, where I knew they had some of those tricks. So I kind of didn't go as full gas as I normally would. And it just gives, you know, just some of the things it can do is just rakes and, as you said, rakes on the ground. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, big question. Who do you think wins pods?
Who do I think wins this pod?
Yeah.
Like, there's always the easy answer of Sweden. Like, Sweden should win pod, right? I do think, like, I have faith in New Zealand, and I do think our 8-man lines up quite well against Sweden. Personally, I think we have all the tools to be able to beat them. Like, the thing is, our team comps are fairly similar, right? Like, it's the Eldari and the Sororitas, and we have Necrons and missing. Who am I forgetting? Oh, and Ben on Astra instead of those. But like, so like, I think we have a chance to draw them. Like, I think there's a good chance that we can get a draw out of Sweden, and then we can win the other two. But that doesn't necessarily mean Sweden doesn't win pod. You know, I think Sweden might be able to get bigger wins.
That's well, going into our pods in 2024 WTC, I think we drew Austria, but lost the pod by a couple of points, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was win-win draw out of pods, which was amazing. Like, we did super well. So like we could do something similar, you know, and then be tied out of pod, right? Like, yes, we might lose by a couple of differential points.
I mean, that's not a bad place to be.
It's
though.
a
Coming
really
out
good
of
place
pods
to be.
like super hot is like And now we go into like one of the one of like the top C1 teams.
Exactly.
And we get slapped. And that's what happened to Australia. In Australia, we beat Australia last year at WTC. And anyone who says differently,
we placed better than
go check
Australia,
the placings at WTC 2024.
Yeah, beautiful. So I think. What about your thoughts? Do you think we can beat Sweden?
I absolutely think we can beat Sweden.
Yep.
I reckon that this is the year for Team New Zealand to come top of pod.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep. We've got a good lineup with some good players playing some good lists.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's anything skewish in Sweden that gives us any real difficulties. Obviously, if you look at the matrix, I just think there is a path to victory there.
Yep.
And if we can pair for that path, I think whoever wins pairings wins the round.
Yeah. 100%.
I know that the team that we have doing our pairings will be doing a lot of work on the data and a lot of work on pairings prep.
Oh, 100%. Like that's the fun part now, is getting the data and then hoping your data is correct, so then your pairings people can just do their job. And like we have some great people that can pair in New Zealand, so like I'm really excited to see how we do like all three of these rounds from Northern Ireland, United Nations, and Sweden. Like I do think it's great that we're playing Sweden last, because it means we get warmed up. We get a couple of games, and then we play our hardest game of the three on average. Like we don't know, like the UN team might be absolute all-stars, Ireland might have some secret sauce that we're not knowing, but from history, Sweden should be the most difficult round that we have, because they are giants in the meta in Europe in teams.
I think that UN team will do well, but I also think they're probably there just to have a good time.
Yeah, it's true. But I think like once you get there, like you're gonna be like, we're here for a good time. It's like, but we're gonna try our absolute hardest.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's still 40k players playing a game of 40k.
Yeah. Exactly.
So people don't switch off. I only have one setting, and it's win.
Yeah, exactly. Especially 40k players playing competitively. Like it's just like one of those things. But no, it's really cool. Like super excited. I'm gonna go through a couple of the other pods and stuff and other videos or other live streams that I do. But for right now, just thought this is a great way of getting into it. Thank you, Jonty, for coming on.
You're welcome.
Do you have anything you want to shout out? Anything coming up for you? Any team stuff or anything? Is there anything exciting?
I do have an exciting match coming up.
Ooh.
If I beat my next opponent in Alpha League, who's running Plague Legion, he's got 3. So I'm running my champions list.
Yeah.
This guy's playing. It's 3. He's Plague Legion. He's 3 Soul Grinders, 2 Guos and Rodigus, and then just some Nurgle stuff. If I beat that, confident, then I'll be up against my good buddy Glenasir, who will crush me into the ground.
Yeah, that'll be very
because
cool.
When I submitted this list, I knew that I could either beat Glenasir or I could beat everybody but Glenasir. And if I took my beat Glenasir list, I don't guarantee that I make it.
Yeah.
To that point. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, that'll be very fun though. Well, best of luck for that game then. That sounds like a good time.
Our very own Francis is currently sitting waiting for he's in the grand finals, and he's waiting for the other side of the tournament table to catch up to figure out who he'll be playing in the grand finals.
Amazing. But, that's awesome.
I will absolutely table him if I make it there.
that's the Jonty we all know and love.
I mean, he's running like just big nights. So I'm like, boy.
Yeah, nice. Oh, good stuff. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Again, thank you very much for coming on, giving us all your wealth of knowledge on list designs, on team comps and everything else. And thank you for being here. Otherwise, we will see you all next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video or this first live stream. Hopefully it was all okay. No one in the comments said anything was bad. So, hey, like everyone just wanted to see your cock, and then
it's just us.
Yeah, that was the best thing. Thank you all very much, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.